everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome back to another video with me, Cristallina, artist and healer and host of Hype A. So today we're going to be looking at the July predictions for all of you. This is going to be a pick a pile. I'm hoping I'm only going to be doing 20 minutes each, but I have been called by Spirit to pick up 6 decks, 6 card decks. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to start with an oracle card first for each pile, and then I'm going to be looking at the energies. So we're going to be using the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck, which typically is a tarot deck, but I actually use them as an oracle deck, and I use them, if you've been following my channel for a while, I use them very intuitively. So please, angels, ancestors, guides, please help me to deliver the messages for the collective for their July predictions, please. Thank you so much in the light. Thank you. Okay. So you're definitely going towards something here. I just saw the peak of the King of Fire. So can we get 3 cards, please, for the collective? Thank you. I hope you're all doing well, and thank you for watching the videos and pressing the like button, as well as subscribing to the channel. And if you have been feeling called to, thank you for commenting as well with an emoji or with a few words. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's going to be number 1. Okay, number 2, number 3. Perfect. So I'm actually going to leave this card out because I feel like this is a general message for the collective here, okay? So I'm going to look at that in a minute, and then we're going to look at your piles, okay? So please do not go to your pile stamp just yet. Okay, so angels, let's have a look. Ancestors, guides, in the light, for your protection, for Abstract Medicine Collective protection, or whoever needs to hear this right now, thank you so much. I revoke all evil eye away from me, and I am protected. All the actions that are being sent towards me are going to be sent back with reciprocal energy, good, bad, or ugly. So the collective, for July, we have wisdom. So typically this would be, for me at least, the Hermit card. But the Hermit is number 9, usually in the tarot, and this is number 10, as you can see here with Roman numerals. We have wisdom here, okay? So we have this energy of a lot of us are going to be going within for July in some way, because, or actually, sorry. Let's cancel, clear, delete that, Spirit says. Cancel, clear, delete that, because Spirit is saying you're now out of the cave, you're now coming out of the cave collective, because you have gained wisdom and mastery in something. Now, what this is, we will be looking at that specifically in your piles. But we have wisdom here. Okay, so I'm going to have a look and go straight into the book and see what this is. Some of you have had to take some time to withdraw, to get your senses, to get your balance back, I'm hearing. Wisdom. Okay. Keywords: knowledge, understanding, awareness, self-knowledge, illumination, introspection, withdrawal, insight, common sense. The second of the 8 primary reasons for being is to acquire wisdom. While a person can have great knowledge, if they have no understanding, that knowledge will not make them wise. An individual may possess a great capability to retain facts and information, but lack the ability to truly process what they've learned. Some say wisdom cannot be learned from a book, it is something that is learned through experience. True wisdom is born of understanding our experiences. Wisdom stems from learning from one's successes and mistakes, one's trials and adventures, one's gains and losses. Wisdom is born of awareness and discernment that allows you to judge the best course of action. In most situations, wisdom is the application of knowledge, logic, and common sense. Wisdom is the synthesis of external information acquired via personal experiences and learning. It comes from using logic, emotion, and intuition to analyze and understand, to discern the truth, to grow in awareness, and then use that knowledge to find our place and purpose within the universe and to live a good and productive life. So this card has come out in the past position. So I will say that it says seek out elder wise ones, okay, and skilled masters in your family or your community. If they're willing, allow them to mentor you, observe, watch them work, ask them about their lives, their beliefs, listen to what they impart, do not discredit or devalue their knowledge. They have lived a lifetime of experiences. They have made countless mistakes. They have fallen down and have struggled to get back. They have feared and loved, they have lost, they have survived. With every experience, they have learned. Your elders have been looking at their options and making decisions for longer than you have been alive. They have become adept at choosing the right path for themselves, and what they can impart may just help you learn to do the same. When the wisdom card appears in the past position in your reading, it may also signify a need to look back and learn from past mistakes. You might be reliving the same experience over and over again because you have not yet learnt the lesson being offered. It is time to break the cycle. So some of you, as a side note or as an additional note, have been continuing to do a pattern over and over again in the same way, expecting a different result, which is an example of insanity. So you're needing to break a cycle, break a pattern, do something differently, and I would say see something from a different perspective as well. So that's really what the general collective message is for all of us for July. Here I have my book here, and this is what I'll be looking at for the monthly prediction. Okay, so we're going to be doing some sort of a Celtic cross-spread for each pile. We're going to be looking at the Oracle card first, okay, which would be this deck here, the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. We'll be going deeper with the Tarot deck, which is the Psychic Tarot and the Biddy Tarot, what you're leaving behind, what to expect, what could happen if you follow the highest path. We're going to be using the Vera Sibilla, the Romance Angels cards, and the Loving Words of Jesus deck as well. Okay, so take a moment to meditate on your pile. This is going to be pile 1. I can actually show you the cards. The Spirit is saying I can show you the card. So pile 1 is going to be emotion and intellect, number 11. Pile 2, this is going to be your pile, death, rebirth, and we have number 8 here. Pile 3, this will be your pile, Queen of Water, and we have number 13. Take a moment to meditate on your pile. You can listen to all of the piles, or you can listen to 1 or 2 piles, or 1 pile specifically. You may wish to pause the video to tune into your pile, and you can go directly to the timestamps below in the comment section, pinned in the comment section for more information. Click there. If you find it really, really difficult to pick your pile, go to a search engine of your choice and just use a general number generator between 1 and 3, and that should hopefully help you to find the right pile for you. So we're going to start with pile 1. Okay, pile 1. So we have emotion and intellect as your first card. So the message for you is going to be something with regard to your emotions and your intellectual abilities. Some of you are also developing an understanding of what emotional intelligence is. For some of you, you have no idea what that actually is. Emotional intelligence is another type of intelligence where we actively listen to the person with whom we are speaking, and we are not getting personal with our ideas, and we are using emotional intelligence. We are using objective principles with the words that we use, um, so that we are continuing to be in our power, but also not hurting another individual with the words that we speak. Now, remember, words are magic. Words are magic. Words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. Yeah. So this could be of importance for you. For some of you, this could also be a month where you're balancing out your emotions and your mind as well. So we have number 11 here, which is symbolic of, in the numerology, of balance, of the balance of the masculine energy and the feminine energy. So emotions can be receptivity in the feminine energies. Intellect can be the rationale and the masculine energy. Okay. So some of you are balancing out that. I just heard some of you are in between worlds. Okay, at this time. You're in between worlds, and you're gaining wisdom from a past with regard to this situation where you're in between worlds. But you are finding balance, particularly with your emotions, with water. So what I'm seeing here is that, there are bubbles in water, and bubbles are the sign of air. Okay, so some of you could be air signs: sun, moon, rising, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, Venus placements, or ascending placements, ascending, rising placements in those signs. Or you could have Mars or Venus in those placements, or even Jupiter in those placements in particular. Okay, so check your natal chart, um, astrological natal chart. But there's also this thing of, in water, there are bubbles and pockets of air. Now, for some reason, that's important. Okay, so Spirit is saying that's important that I mention that, because even within emotion, in the depths of emotion, in the depths of the ocean, depths of the water, the depths of your deepest emotions, I'm tapping into a collective here who are very tapped into their emotions. They're very emotional, not in a negative way, but they are mainly based on their heart, in their heart space. Even within those depths, there is intellect, there is an intelligence. Now, for those of you who've been following abstract medicine for a long time now, you will know that you've heard me say before, that the heart is an intelligence system, not just the brain. So it is an organ where there is stored information and memory. Okay. So I'm seeing here that some of you are really focusing on how to develop your emotional intelligence, particularly within your heart space, and how you're learning from an emotional situation from your past and implementing that in a positive way, changing the cycle, changing the system differently. Okay. Reintegrating a new pattern, I'm channeling here from Spirit, to help you break some karma so that you can actually move into a situation where you're going to feel more balanced. Now, this can be a romantic situation that you're really focusing on this month. We're going to look at the cards, or just using emotional intelligence with your business and the people with whom you surround yourself as well. So let's have a look at the tarot. Let's have a look at the psychic tarot. Okay, pile one, using the psychic tarot for my pile ones, number 11. The 11th of the month could be significant for July. The 11th as a date, a number, a birthday, a phone number. You may have this in your phone number, your credit card, or your car registration. Okay. Wow. Yeah, look, see? It's like I'm a psychic or something. We have balance and we have shadow, which for me, in the mirror of the camera here, I'm actually seeing that as wisdom. Okay. I just had wanderer. You've been a wanderer for some time. Pile one, you've been a wanderer for some time. For some of you this month, you're going to be focusing, and mainly focusing on balancing out your shadow self. So what you're doing this month of July, I don't know why I'm finding it difficult to say July. I feel like I want to say June. Okay, so that could be significant. But some of you are going to be finding balance. That this is a month of balance. Okay, the main key word of this month is balance for you in the month of July. So if you're taking notes, take a note of that. Okay, pole one. You're facing your shadow. Number 18 is the moon card. The moon card is the symbol of Cancer, the sign of Cancer, as well as the mother. So you could be dealing with mother wounds, you could be healing ancestral trauma with regard to your mother, or maybe you're becoming a mother, possibly. But it's something to do with, indeed, what I mentioned here was the feminine aspect, which is the emotional side, which is the maternal placement of the Cancerian energy here, which is Cancer and the mother. So some of you are really balancing out, maybe even doing some feng shui around your home, creating more balance, more what's it called? Balance, harmony in your home space, with how you place your furniture, etc. Some of you could be looking at feng shui in particular to do that. But I do see it's funny because it's like the shadow aspect, that your shadow self is now giving the beacon to the light self of you. So you may have learned something during this dark moment or dark night of the soul, I'm hearing, in your recent past, where you've had to go within and withdraw for a minute, um, away from people, so that you could find comfort in your spirituality, spiritual practice with God, with spirit. You get closer to God during these moments, I'm hearing, so that you can get healed. So you're coming out of that cave essentially now, and July is going to be you maybe even imparting this wisdom with people, that you've learned something in that cave, something that was very scary for you, and something has come full cycle, I'm hearing. So we have cancer here, so you may have cancer in your natal chart, and we also have balance here, which is number 11. Okay, so with this card here, it actually looks like the Magician card, but we also have an angel or an archangel. So the Magician card is typically Gemini energy. The Magician card is typically all about communication and mastering something, having mastered something, having mastered your mind, your heart, your stability, your finances, as well as your passions and your desires. So you are becoming more balanced with all of those things. You're not so, to be honest with you, I'm kind of picking up on someone who's feeling more zen. This for me also is a sign of relinquishment and the energy of someone who has become self aware and who's self ascended and has gained self mastery. So, a lot of you, this may not resonate with you, but some of you have really gone through a major spiritual awakening recently. And this is your month now to impart this knowledge to the masses. For a lot of you, you have released a lot of ego and have come into your truest being, your truest self. I am channeling here. And you have ascended above all odds, where people may have stumbled and may have been in a victim mentality. You are thriving this month. I'm also seeing this as Christ consciousness energy. So some of you are also going through a Christ consciousness awareness or Christ consciousness opening, okay, for the month of July. Beautiful. Now, Jesus, the man, was very emotionally intelligent, okay, and was very tapped into their maternal aspect, but also was um, a um, a person who well, we're gonna go into the romance cards, but was a person who sought wisdom from his friends, his disciples as well, not just from God, from the Father. So the interesting thing with Jesus is that he then ended up becoming the Christ. So we all have that within us, and that was his message for the world, is that we are all able to come into the Christ consciousness, awareness, if we are willing to face our shadow, if we're willing to face the devil in the eyes, so to speak, literally or metaphorically, face our fears, manage our fears, essentially. Manage temptation in particular, right? So this could be significant for you, all right? And I also see for a lot of you, you have a particular archangel who will resonate for you. I won't say their name, but you have an archangel that's in the light that is still in heaven. This is not an archangel that has fallen. This is an archangel in heaven who is continuing to guide you or will be a prominent feature as your guide for the month of July. So this is your mentor who's going to be appearing for you for the month of July, and you have sought this archangel out. Archangels are masculine as well as feminine energies. Please just take a note of that. And some of you also have that as well as Jesus, or an ascended master who is coming in. Okay, you've definitely ascended in a mastery of something. Yeah, look, we have third eye chakra here. So pile one, you are definitely have a month of spiritual awakening here. And this is going to be a very, very spiritual month for you. Number 6 is also about balance here. So we have the balance of opposites, the balance of I just heard camaraderie. So some of you are also attracting like-minded people who are also doing the self-mastery within themselves in order to become their best selves, essentially. Okay. So I'm just going to come back and meditate over these cards, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, pole 1, so far. Let's have a look at the Psychic Tarot. Sorry, let's have a look at the Biddy Tarot. So this is the Psychic Tarot. If you see any numbers that resonate for you, then let me know. Number 6, I also just picked up on there's two things. Your communication abilities are going to be heightened. Your psychic abilities are going to be heightened. So you could be getting lots of downloads from spirit. You're becoming more psychic, I'm hearing. And I also feel that some of you for the month of July could actually be attracting a love match where you just balance each other out and you mirror each other in a positive way. I don't see this as being something that is karmic in it's just a lesson to be learnt, but that's what I'm picking up on. We'll have a look at the other cards shortly, okay? Cancer, Gemini energy, I feel. Number 11 typically would be the Justice card, right? Which is Libra energy. So I'm also saying that for the month of July, yes, you could literally be going through a legal battle, but I'm also saying that you're learning or you're mastering. This is incredible channeling, incredible insight that I'm picking up on here. You're actually mastering universal laws. You understand how manifestation works. You understand the law of karma. You understand the law of cause and effect. You understand the law of I just heard the law of love as being unconditional. Spirit is asking me to add these numbers up. So we have number 18, which rounds down to a 9, which would be the wisdom card, which would be the Virgo energy of the Hermit. Okay. Number 9, ending a cycle and starting a new one, can be difficult. But number 11, I'm seeing a grand opening for you, great opportunity. Number 6, Number 6. They're saying normally I wouldn't add up a master number, but let's add up. 6 and 11 is 17. Okay. Which is 8. So again, we have that reciprocal energy. You're breaking a cycle here that just keeps infinitely going back and forth. You're breaking a cycle. Okay. Number 8 and 8 is 16. That's 26, if that's right. So I'm really terrible at maths. I mean, I'm not terrible at maths. I'm dyslexic, so I've always had an issue with actually retaining, like holding the information in my mind, although I would get to the answer quicker than actually the process. Side note. So 18, 9, 29, 29, 39, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. Rounds down to an 8 again. Okay, so interesting. I also do see great finances coming through. Your foundation financially is going to be heightened. Can you also see that these symbols are the same? So as above, so below. That's the Magician card. As above, so below. What you are seeking is seeking you, I'm hearing. What you are wanting from the outside, you have done the internal work and you're seeing that reflected outwardly. What you are manifesting, you're asking from spirit from above, and it is manifesting outwardly. Amazing. So some of you could actually be learning magic also for the month of July. I feel like I got those numbers wrong. Hang on. Let's just do it easier. Let's go to 20. So we've got 20, 20. We've got 20 and 31 and 37. 37, yeah, 36, 35, yeah. It is 35, which rounds down to an 8 again, exactly. So amazing. Let's have a look at your current situation for the month of July. 3 of Cups. Getting yourself out there, meeting new friends for the month of July is going to be significant and important for you. Maybe even meeting new friends, but as I said before, meeting like-minded people. Just check on the time. I think it's also just wanting more balance in your relationships, but also wanting more balance in life. Maybe you're letting go of drama, and I don't know. You'd have to book a private reading for me to go deeper into your situation. Please just note this is a general reading. However, if the messages are resonating with you so far, please do press the like button below. Maybe put a comment as well. Thank you. And thank you for subscribing to the channel. What you're leaving behind, you're quite literally leaving behind the past. The 6 of Cups is the past. And you're leaving behind people who were still in their shadow there in the past. They're not coming back, and you're not wanting them to come back. But what I do see a soulmate connection here. Okay, what you're moving towards is the Hierophant. So you're moving towards a commitment. You're moving towards more commitment with your friendships, with your tribe in general. That's what's happening for you for the month of July. Taurus energy here talks about the home as well as luxury goods. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is a sign of love, but also is a sign of money. Now, we are going to be entering Venus in retrograde this month as well. So there could be people from your past who are wanting to come back, but I don't feel like you want those people back in your life. But also expect your business to be flourishing with regard to your work, and maybe even collaborating with like-minded people, but also with people who want the same things as you. your money coming in fun ways. So your business is going to be flourishing because you're going to be enjoying it. For me, the Hierophant does talk about institutions and business for me. So I am seeing that, but I'm also seeing, maybe yes, as you do this and as these things prop up, it's important to stay committed, and methodical as well. So Taurus energy is all about also making sure that your finances do grow by staying committed and consistent to your business, your career, your goal, whatever it may be. Okay. What's in your headspace for the month of July? It's too many cards, please, Spirit. It's too many cards. One card for the headspace for July, please, Spirit. Okay, they want two. Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. You're definitely not wanting to rush anything for the month of July. In your mind, you're wanting slow growth. You're slowly coming to the realization, for some of you, that it's better to go slow at something than to go quick, to go into something quickly. So it's about, yes, using your intelligence in your mind space, but also about your about you. To be honest with you, I see this more as maturity. In your mind, you're becoming more methodical, and you would rather think about things as an investment. You're starting to see for the month of July that things are an investment. Your energy, your time is an investment. The love you give, the emotions you give, your time that you give to your friends, your whoever, your work is an investment. So you're going to be seeing, you're going to be thinking, is this energy my time? Is this person a good investment of my time? Is this person going to be enriching my life, my mind? Is there going to be an intellectual balance here? Okay. So for the month of July, I see that you're mainly going to be focusing on thinking about your finances, to be honest, because we have the Four of Pentacles and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So you're in your head about money, and you're in your head about stability and what that looks like to you. Now, stability can be about your career, your work, your job role, your being able to pay your mortgage, you being able to pay your rent, having consistent payment income that comes in, maybe thinking about investment in other arenas, maybe in stocks, shares, things like that. For some of you, are really thinking about artificial intelligence, maybe as a place to invest, but also as a conundrum. So maybe you're thinking about the concerns that you may have around artificial intelligence, because with these two cards here, it's telling me Deus ex machina, which is, out of machines, gods can be created, essentially. It's something on those lines. So I'm seeing that you are maybe in your head, maybe even researching or thinking about these things, like things about clones or robots or robotics. Maybe you're reading books about robotics. Maybe you're reading the law of robotics by Isaac Asimov, who wrote the Law of Robotics. I mean, this is a very real thing now. This is actually what's happening right now. Where we're actually we're actually adding more laws to Asimov's law of robotics, because AI and robots are becoming more and more a real thing in our society. Maybe you're thinking for the month of July that maybe you don't want an Alexa in your home. Maybe you don't want something spying on you every single day, 24 hours of the day. This could be your phone, a camera. I'm seeing that you're thinking about these things for the month of July for some reason. Don't know why. Maybe this is an industry that you work in. Let's have a look at your root, your home space. King of Swords, no surprise. We did talk about that. Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra energy. So we have the King of Swords here. We have the Six of Wands. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay. We have the Hangman. So there's quite a lot going on in your root space. Okay, so straight off the bat, what I'm seeing here is that for those of you who have been entertaining parties with physical intimacy, I can't say the words here on YouTube, I don't think anymore, but use your imagination what I mean. You are restraining yourself from being physically intimate with someone. There's also some fear as well here with the Eight of Wands. So yes, there is a desire, a strong desire for, how do I say this? Oh my gosh, like victory in the bedroom. Okay, I'll just say it like that. But you're also withdrawing your energy. So again, we have the intellect here with King of Swords. So you'd rather think before you act here in your physical, intimate arena. Before you may have gone with the ego. Oh, well, this person would make me feel good, or these people will make me feel good, or this person will, I will feel acknowledged if I go to bed with this person, that kind of thing. Maybe before you were in your ego, now you're cutting these people off and these energies off and this idea off. So, but also with that, you're also fearing a little bit of physical intimacy because you're maybe thinking, oh, I've been out of the game for a long time. And am I good enough? Am I good at doing this thing? Am I good at, so there's a need here, Spirit is saying, is to see it as a sacred act. I'm hearing with the Hanged Man, this is a very spiritual card. And actually delay before you actually feel confident to be vulnerable with someone, you know, physically. The other thing, the main message that I was also picking up on with this whole line here for the root chakra essentially, is that you're needing to cut off cords, energetic ties. That, so basically you have energetic ties physically in your root chakra with people with whom you have slept in your past. Okay, I hope I'm making myself clear here. So you're needing to clear yourself of those ties. You can run a salt bath. You can come to me for a shamanic healing session where I'm able to do that. You can also do certain rituals with smoke. So with Palo Santo, with sage, whatever feels right for you, or whatever you feel your ancestors are telling you to do, then do that. Again, there's this other message here of ascension, of letting go of your ego. So for a lot of you, you are seeing physical intimacy in a different way now. You're wanting more of the spiritual aspect. You're wanting more than just physical connection. You're wanting tantra, essentially. So that's what I'm saying here. You're starting to see physical intimacy as a spiritual act. And some of you who are in a relationship or married to someone already, your physical intimacy, your physical intimate act is going to become more sacred and more elevated. Okay, more ways than one. So that's beautiful. With regard to work, I mean, your home life, look at the bottom. Nine of Cups, yeah, you want emotional fulfillment. You know, you're not going to give to anything or anyone in your home. You're not going to entertain people in your home. Your home is becoming more sacred. You know, the home is Cancer energy here. Your home is becoming more sacred. Your physical home is becoming more sacred. And you're not going to let anyone come in to jeopardize that sacred energy, is what I'm seeing. Okay. So that's what you're leaving behind these energies. You're leaving behind people who, yeah, made you feel good for like a minute, but then are they going to be sticking around? No, because they're the devil. They've got lots of wounds, you know. These are people that are still in their shadow here, which we had earlier. That's what you're letting go of. I do see you being tempted by someone though for the month of July, but you're also wondering, maybe doing some meditation or yoga and seeing, is this just a physical lust thing that I have for this person, or is this something actually genuinely of importance that could enrich me? And the latter is, yes, they are. They are someone who can enrich your life. They bring stability. This is a new opportunity for a stable connection. And this person is essentially emotion and intellect. So they are emotionally intelligent. Queen of Cups is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. You find them very alluring as well. If you'd like a private reading with regards to this situation, let me know, and you can book directly on the website actually. Let's have a look. This isn't quite a Celtic crossbred, but let's have a look at what to expect. We've already looked at your fears, so what to expect. 5 of Cups. What to expect for the month of July is some emotional disappointment might be cropping up for you for the month of July. So again, you have to think intelligently, like, is this just a past wound? Is this something that I have to cut away from emotionally? Is this a cycle in my head that keeps, or is it my heart that's saying, well, this has happened before, but I need to see this as a different thing, because this isn't the same thing that's going to happen again for me. There's some sort of cycle that you're cutting off from for the month of July, and it's basically a fear of abandonment for me, I'm seeing here. And you're going to be recognizing, hopefully, if you turn around for the month of July and you see something from a different perspective, that you still have hope here, and you do still have, 2 cups here. Now, 2 cups is a true love match. So it's up to you to emotionally withdraw from your past and move on that bridge, get on the bridge and find sanctuary with yourself, find self-love, but also after having crossed that bridge, you'll be able to understand that true love is actually waiting for you, and is there for you. We have the 2 of Swords. So what to expect for the month of July is a need to, if you ever feel confused about something, just go into meditation and you'll find the answers there. The moon is the ruler of Cancer, so there are some hidden mysteries here. Now, I do see some fears coming up for you for the month of July, but you're needing to just withdraw. Maybe go to a body of water. That may help you as well. Yeah, and we have, again, some abandonment issues here. So the 5 of Pentacles could be, for some of you, still you're in connections that are toxic and you're needing to let go of that. Toxic relationship, toxic friendship. So the month of July, what you can expect is maybe a return from people who are toxic that you're needing to let go of and that you've been emotionally disappointed with, and you're needing to withdraw from them. And I see you moving forward, although it's going to be a bit hard. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. What could happen if you follow on the right path? Look, we have the moon again and King of Cups. So what can happen if you follow the right path is, to be honest with you, I feel, again, emotional intelligence by facing your fears. Again, we have the card that we started off with, which is the shadow, which is the moon card, number 18. So that's what's happening for you. For the month of July, what can happen if you follow your highest path. Your highest path involves you facing your fear, essentially. Your highest path involves you facing your fear. I didn't realize we had a card here. And you see the Queen of Cups energy is the match to the King of Cups. So by facing your fear, by actually maybe giving love a try again, you actually realize that you are meeting someone who is balancing you out and who is a mirror, who I mentioned here. We're going to look at the Romance Angels cards in a sec. Page of Wands is a new exciting opportunity, a new exciting beginning. There's definitely someone here who you're finding very, very attractive, very sexy. There could also be some competition involved for the month of July, just as a side note. There is happiness if you face your fear. There's joy if you face your fear. And there is the sun here, which is the opposite of the shadow of the moon. So again, we have the masculine and the feminine energy here, the duality of opposites. Number 11, masculine, feminine, sun and moon. And number 6 is balance. And we have also you keeping an eye on someone for the month of July, as well as someone could be keeping an eye on you. And also you could be studying something exciting for the month of July that you're very passionate about. That's also going to help your intellect. This could also be going on a teacher training program or a training program that really helps you to get that coaching that you need potentially to become more wise or become more of an expert in your chosen field. But it does involve spirituality, and it also involves emotional intelligence in particular. Let's have a look at the Vera Sibilla. Yeah, look, La Vecchia Signora is wisdom. So you are gaining wisdom for the month of July. This is another card that's going to be coming up for you. Is that we also have Picca, Due di Picca, which is the Two of Swords. So you gain wisdom by closing off distracting energies and going within in meditation. If you're ever feeling a bit confused about something, just go within, follow your intuition, follow your gut, and there you'll find the answers. Allegrezza al cuore is the Three of Cups that we had earlier. So I do see that it's going to be more light-hearted the month of July for a lot of you who've done the work spiritually. We have Cinque di Coppe here, which is the Five of Cups. So I see that there is going to be again a need to let go of certain people who in the past made you feel maybe emotionally fulfilled, but maybe they weren't committed for the long run. You know, that Taurus energy that came in earlier. So maybe they were there just for a fun time, but not for the long term. Number 83 could be a year of birth. Number 42 could be an age, or number 83 to my elders. Welcome to my channel and thank you for listening in. This could be your age as well. This could also be someone who is wise and an elder who could be age 83. We have 87, same message. Number 31, same message, could be an age. Nove di Fiori is the Nine of Wands. So there could be some burdens. So someone could be coming up who could be giving you a bit of an issue, could be making you, could be pushing your buttons a little bit, I would say. And they do this through alcohol. Okay, l'allegria. L'allegria is, happiness. But I feel like it's kind of like a false joviality because it's through, for people who, okay, I've been saying this a lot recently to random people, but there are cultures like mine, Spanish, Italian, French cultures that we like to drink. Yes, maybe a glass here or two occasionally, but we like to drink with our food. It complements the food that you're eating, right? And we tend to like to do this in company. There's kind of like a confusion why certain cultures just go on the lash and just love to drink just for its own sake, without any like food in the stomach. It's so perplexing to us, honestly. And I feel that there are some people here who can't handle their drink, honestly, and they just start saying the wrong things. They could get aggressive, so watch out for those energies. We have Gran Signore, which is someone who is a theatre person, someone who's on, il palco, the theatre, the stage, the main stage. This could be the main male. This could also be someone who is very superior. And this is the Tredici di Coppe, which is the King of Cups, which we had earlier. So again, emotionally intelligent, emotionally elevated, superior. So you are becoming wiser and also maybe more emotionally expressive, emotionally confident. Now, this could also be you speaking to a stage, a main stage, having an arena, having, you're conducting lectures or somewhere where you have a platform where you impart this knowledge. It's going to go very well for you, as long as you reduce your ego to the size of a pea, I'm hearing. 55 could be significant. Number 24 could be significant. Okay. We have La Riunione, which is a reunion. So there could be a reunion of hearts here, a reunion of souls, reunion of lost souls, like in the sense of you could be attracting your soulmate. from another lifetime. Number 60 could be significant, which rounds down to a 6, which is here, and this is a balance and reciprocation that you deserve and get. Number 4 is stability. Number 4 could be significant as well. We have Otto di Fiori, which is lots of communication, travel involved, as well as love messages. So expect a lot of love coming your way, or you imparting love to someone that you have a lot of appreciation for, desire for, affection for, passion for. And you want to express your emotions, because sometimes the King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio can withhold emotion. But I feel like you're being more discerning with whom you show your emotions, basically. Obviously, this is not going to be a 20-minute reading. I thought it was going to be 20 minutes, but it's now like 45 minutes in or 50 minutes in. Like an hour in already. But yes, we have ammalato, so a lot of you are healing from heartbreak, healing a wound, healing maybe a physical ailment for the month of July. I do see you getting together with people that you actually like, that are like-minded as well. Quattro di picche is a 4 of swords, again, so healing from heartbreak or something that was very painful for you to deal with, involves some sort of anxiety. Number 9 is 90 here, which is number 9 here, 8 and 1, which I mentioned earlier. So difficult cycle is ending and you're moving on to something new. 26 could also be significant, which rounds down to an 8, which is reciprocal energy. Domestico has been coming up in the collective. Typically this would be the Knight of Wands. Okay, but this Knight of Wands is someone who you can trust, who's going to be sticking around for a while because they're in your home. So you could have an invitation from someone. Here we have a message or an invitation from someone who's coming. You're going to go to their home, they're going to come to your home. There's something here with regard to trusting this person, trusting these people, trusting this contract, this opportunity as well for work. 71, number 19 could be significant. We have Undici di Quadri, which is also the Knight of Pentacles. So you could be receiving what you've been thinking of, which is more stability in your life at your workplace or in your career. And a lot of you for the month of July, get ready that your manifestations are basically going to be turning up for you in many different forms, shapes and sizes. I just want to say, bottom of the deck of the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, we have the number 8, which is 8 of Wands, which is indeed the passions, desires, travel, Sagittarius energy here, philosophy, as well as love, Cupid's arrows, affection, lots and lots of communication, lots and lots of messaging, lots of airplane flight as well. So maybe this could be a good idea for you to book. If you've been thinking about booking a getaway or travel abroad, then do that for the month of July. We have Il Ladro and we have La Donna di Servizio. There is a warning here. So a lot of you who are identifying as women, who are female, please pay attention. There could be someone who wishes to come in, who is immature. Page of Pentacles here, immature. They may have come in with slow affection, like crumbs, but they've only been wanting to take from you. Il Ladro is a thief. So this person is coming in from the side window here. And there's a cassaforte here, which is a bank, like a safe box where you put your whatever, your money, your jewelry, your precious items. This person has one intention, and that intention is to steal from you. So this could also be just sleeping with you and then leaving by morning. If that's not what you're wanting, then there's a definite warning here from spirit to not entertain energies that are low vibrational, that are toxic. Okay, 68 could be significant. Number 29 could be significant. We have Otto di Quadri, which is the 8 of Pentacles. To be honest with you, I see how these cards are coming up. I'm seeing them as actually you're moving away from that energy. But there is a temptation from someone who wishes to do that. That's their only their only intention, because they just want attention. Number 21 could be significant. This could happen on the 21st of the month, 29th of the month, possibly. Eight of Pentacles is you just focusing on your errands, focusing on embellishing your home, focusing on yourself, focusing on your finances, focusing on perfecting your craft as well. And we have Denari, and you're seeing yourself as actually a precious item. You know, there's also a lot of money coming in for you for the month of July. So pay attention. Make sure to continue to put your boundaries up to people who are not doing the self-work as well. And we have lots of great fortune here, which is amazing. Some of you may have been confused with Sadie Copper. Six of Cups is confusion. Or there's been a lot of illusion. Maybe there have been some delays with regard to your finances or salary coming in or pay package. But I actually see that that is coming in for the month of July. This could even be the end of July as well, with a 30. Number 49 could also be significant. My goodness, I don't know how I'm going to get through the other two piles, but I will. It's just a lot. It's a lot of messages, a lot of energy that is taken out of me in these readings. Let's have a look at the romance angels. Okay, thank you, angels, ancestors, guides, for the messages for pile 1 with regards to their love life. Thank you so much. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, codependency. Now, for a lot of you, you are healing this for the month of July, or you have healed this. I feel like this is past energy, but for some of you, there could be some debris. I'm hearing some debris. We have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. I also wanted to say that your dreams could also be very, very significant with regard to your soulmate as well. What you're manifesting is also manifesting you. What you're seeking is seeking you. And for the month of July, maybe you've been hooked, or you still are a little bit hooked from a past energy where you're needing to unhook yourself, cut cords, but also release the past in the past, because you're addicted to an energy that doesn't want you. They only want you for your physical, and that's it. They're not on the same page. Okay, so calling in your soulmate. So pile 1. New love. There you go. So new love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Okay. So there's a new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. This card wants to come out too. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Now, pay attention to the red flags and the green flags. Now the red flags are the codependent red flags, the toxic red flags, yeah? So they're going to be people who want to come back, who are toxic, and they're going to be people that are green flags. They're good news. Okay, these cards wants to... Religious factors. We did have that with the Hierophant. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual beliefs. Now, maybe in your past, there are people that you didn't vibe with because you had differing views, but there wasn't a way to kind of have some sort of balance of those. You know, it's quite nice to have a compliment, you know, but I feel like actually you weren't compatible with these people. I actually see that this soulmate or this new love is compatible, even though they may have a different religion, or may have a different race, or they're from a different culture, or they speak a different language. This may involve you actually traveling in the month of July, and you may meet your new love, your soulmate there. But this could also be let go of your sort of, you may have heard my stomach rumble, let go of your stern religious factors as well, if anything, because, you know, people come in different shapes, sizes, and creeds and ages as well. There could be an age difference too. There's reconciliation, which came up with the La Riunione card, the reconciliation, the reunion card in the Vera Sibilla. So someone from your past is returning to your life. I feel like this is an old soulmate from a past life. There is deep attraction here. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, by staying in the present, and also just accepting affection as well, I'm hearing. Accepting gifts. I'm seeing some of you are going to be receiving gifts of affection. This person is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So yeah, this person could be new, but this connection may develop into a relationship potentially at the right time. Maybe in July, maybe in another month. You know? It's also about, giving time to time. Dar tempo al tempo, as my dad always says. It's like you can't force things to happen. You just got to allow things to happen too. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Beautiful. Wow. So the month of July, you're going to be meeting, I feel, a lot of you, the one. And you're going to be having a heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. For some of you, you're going to be having a heart-to-heart conversation with someone who is toxic, who you're letting go of. To be honest, breaking up with, I have to say, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It's not going to be easy. But you're doing this so that you can actually be on the same page with a true soulmate, with a true love. And you separate from someone because of it. Yeah? Beautiful. Pile 1. Let's now have a look at the loving words from Jesus cards. My stomach's really rumbling. I need to eat something. I will. I haven't had breakfast yet. I like to channel without food. And I like to do yoga without any food in my belly, usually. The channel is clearer as well. Anyway, maybe that's what you're doing as well for the month of July, is doing some more yoga. So Jesus, please help me deliver the message or messages for the month of July. For pile 1, please. Thank you so much. He's saying trust in God, trust in spirit, trust in your connections, trust in your connection, I'm hearing. He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. Exactly. So you're believing in a higher power. Remember, I said that you're believing in a higher power. You're believing in what is up is below. What comes up must come down. You believe, you understand in the wheel of change, the wheel of life, the wheel of fortune. Yes, too, but you understand the cycles. But you also understand you're ascending, and you're understanding that in order to become true light, you have to cast light onto shadow. And I see that you believe in Jesus. If it's not Jesus himself, you believe in Muhammad, you believe in Gautama Buddha, you believe in an ascended master, in particular a masculine ascended master who is helping you as a guide, where you are also doing the same things that they did, like levitating for a lot of you, wanting to go to India in order to learn how to do that. He did this too, Jesus did that too. And greater works you will do as well. You'll do more as well, because you believe in him, your ascended master of your choice, and your ascended master of your choice also believes in a higher power. You can do much more. It's not just a limit. This is a very devil thing too. It's like the devil will tempt you saying, oh, I can show you the secrets of the universe. Yeah, but the devil doesn't believe in God, because the devil believed that he was wanting to be equal as, and that's just not possible. So there's a limit. Whereas, and I'm hearing that for a lot of you, I'm hearing that James Blake song, There's a Limit to Your Love. There was someone who there was a limit to the love that was given in another connection, because they could only reach the ceiling, whereas you are breaking through the ceiling. You have unlimited untapped potential, I'm hearing, pole 1. beautiful energies. And that's John 14, chapter 14, is it? Verse 12. I don't know. I forgot. Forgot the scriptures. We have give and it shall be given unto you. There's a reciprocal energy that I've been picking up on. Number 6, give and it shall be given unto you. Okay, we also have 3 birds here, which is really cute. And the bird's like, oh, hi, Jesus. And I just want to say, look, I know that this is something that, can I ask? Can I tell them about? Yes. Jesus is saying, I can talk to you about this. Okay. I'm having a heart-to-heart conversation with you, right? That Jesus had a wife. He was Jewish and he was a rabbi. He was a teacher. And what they omitted from the Christian Bible was that he was married and that he had kids. And it was very common for rabbis to have kids. Very, still is. I actually follow this rabbi on YouTube. He's lovely. He's called is it Rabbi Benjamin? Yeah, I think it's Rabbi Benjamin. And he's got some great knowledge. I love what he says and speaks about. Have a listen to him, maybe as a mentor if you're feeling called to. But you know, his wife was Mary Magdalene, and of course, Mary Magdalene was castigated, was seen as just a prostitute, was seen as this, that, because the church they don't want to. But this is an outdated belief. This is also the destruction of the feminine energy. Whereas now you're really balancing the feminine. You're a pioneer. You're also um, putting the feminine on the pedestal. You're reclaiming the feminine in all aspects of your life. The mother, you know, the mother wound is Mary, who, side note, was not a virgin. Okay, it just goes into that myth of like, you know, but it's not a fact that virginal energy can come in through chastity, through purity of spirit, not just being, you know, anyway. But anyway, there are lots of things here that I can talk to you about, but I feel like you're going to be learning about these things if you open up the scriptures, if you read the lost scriptures of Mary Magdalene as well, if you read the book of Enoch, which is what I'm reading at the moment. You know, there's just a lot, and you know, when you read something as well, it imparts knowledge to you. That's how you gain wisdom too. So if these messages are resonating with you, please do press the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know how it resonates. And if you like a private reading, you can book with me too. Whatever you give your energy to, it will naturally give back to you. So make sure that you are investing wisely. Ask and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. I love this. So for the month of July, pile 1, you are asking and it is receiving. Or maybe this is something you've asked in the past and it is you're going to be receiving it this month, whatever it may be. This, whatever it is, it's great fortune and more balance in your life indeed, because you are being rewarded by casting light into the shadow in life, in your teachings, and you're facing your fears, no matter what they may be. This could even be public speaking. I don't know. Fear of love, fear of commitment, abandonment wound issues as well. I'm getting so many chills as I say this, but I'm going to leave it there for you, pile 1. It's been an enlightening reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So for you, pile 2, we have Death and Rebirth for the month of July. I've actually put a jumper on because felt chilly, and I washed my hair earlier, and I had, for the whole of just side note, pile 1's reading, I had my hair for an hour in a towel. Anyway, so Death and Rebirth. So pile 2. I love this frog. Can you see the frog? Wait, there. Look at that frog's face. It's so cute. So, okay, there's a lot of messages already that are coming through for you. Pile 2, we have, yes, death and rebirth. You're giving birth to yourself. You're you maybe have been through a really dark night of the soul, in your past, but you've gained wisdom, or at least for the month of July, you'll feel more wise on account of your learning and on account of you going into the depths of your psyche. I'm hearing into the darkness of your your psyche. Now, I do see that there is an ending and a new beginning. Now, this could also be an ending in a situation, an ending in a relationship, or there has been. But I feel like it's more about embracing your rebirth. I feel like the death is a thing that you're leaving, and the rebirth is the main message for you, the main energy for the month of July. And with this egg, and actually this sacred serpent that's protecting the egg, um, I feel like I just heard you are a child of God. I mean, we are all children of God, really. Um, I just heard if we put our mind to it, so I don't know what that means, but you're very protected and you have magic around you that surrounds you, and you have magic that protects you, and you always have. I'm hearing pile 2. So if you ever felt like you weren't ever protected, or if you ever felt like um I'm hearing Spirit, hear my prayer. God, hear my prayer. If you've been praying hard into the void and you didn't receive a response back, I'm hearing that you are and you have been protected this whole time, and that you may have been tempted in very dark ways, but you have always been protected. That's really something that's coming across really strongly. Pile 2. With this serpent, I also feel like you're very hypnotic for the month of July. You have psychic awareness, I'm hearing. I'm just obsessed with this frog. It's so cute. It's kind of, I'm hearing out of the ashes. So I'm kind of getting a sense of a phoenix rising here. Um, I just heard cosmic love as well. It's funny because pile 1's energy was different. Pile 2's energy is more, it's not better or worse, it's just a very different energy. And I feel like I want to be slow and be like, so when I channel, sometimes my stomach contracts as I speak, and it can be very exhausting on my body as well. And I feel with you, Pole 2, I want to take steady breaths. The serpent is also the mother and the feminine. Depending on how you see snakes and serpents, it's kind of, because for the collective we have wisdom, but and we have the energy of this, the symbol of the snake in the Garden of Eden, bringing death and pain to humanity, essentially, but pain in particular for women who have menstrual cycles. Um, because it is said that Eve was tempted to pick from the to pick the apple from the tree of knowledge. So bear with me, because it's very gentle. It's like a caress. This channeling is like a caress. But it's more actually about Eve connecting with her Lilith, with her dark side. And it's not an evil side, it's the side where, so you may have Lilith and Scorpio, very strong Scorpio energy here, Pluto energy. You may have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or Jupiter, or you have your Lilith in Scorpio. I mean, I do. um, and I just heard the seductress. You know, the serpent is a seductress, but is also it's also the symbol of healing and magic. So it depends. It's kind of like however you cut it, however you slice it, is that, you know. So beautiful. Pile 2. So you're tapping into we have number 8 here. Infinite wisdom. Wow. I just got chills when I said that. Infinite wisdom. I'm getting chills again. Cosmic love. A birth of a brand new beginning. A birth of your truest self. A birth of a new self that is you. Wonderful channeling. The 8th of July could also be very significant. They're very quiet. You know, snakes and serpents are very, very quiet. You could also be receiving a Kundalini awakening as well. I won't explain what that is in this video, but you could be receiving that right now for the month of July. But something has opened up within you. Something has opened up. Now, I feel like for you, Palti, you have been through many transformations. This is not your first rodeo. This is not the first time you've had major, cataclysmic, painful, heartbreaking transformations in your life that have really been hard to deal with. But it's part of your natal chart. It's part of your cosmic power. I don't know, I keep hearing cosmic love, cosmic power, psychic abilities. So your cosmic power, it's entrenched, I'm hearing, with your cosmic power. All right, let's have a look for the month of July, please, Spirit. Messages, angels, ancestors, guides. Your spirit guide as well, for the month of July, is the snake. So you've shed something. And you're birthing yourself into something new. Now we have 3 skulls here. You're not afraid you're not afraid of death, and you're not afraid of endings that are inevitable. So there may have been 3 people recently you've had to end. There may have been 3 literal deaths around you. Maybe around you, pay attention to people announcing pregnancies, having babies. You also could be taking the medicine. I forgot what it's called, but it's the medicine of the frog, as a hallucinogenic medicine. Is it Cambo? I think it might be Cambo or Cambo. That could be that. That could be something. Month of July, please, Spirit, for pile 2. But the serpent is hugging this egg with such love. And again, I feel like you really are very, very cradled by the universe. You're cradled by the cosmos. I don't know if you're fully aware how cradled you are, but you are. And the serpent also was one of the astrological placements until, I believe, it may have been the Romans that had actually removed this placement out of the way, and Pisces ended up being the last sign. So that sign that was removed was called, is it Ophiuchus? And it's a man that is holding a snake from end to end on his shoulders with his arms outstretched. So that could be significant for you too for the month of July. Pile 2. If these messages so far are resonating with you, please do press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make a comment down below. Thank you. D and R could be significant, like Dominican Republic, DR. All right, so let's have a look at these cards. Accelerated motion, number 8. Choose wisely, number 7. So 8, accelerated motion is 8 of Wands. Choose wisely is a 7 of Cups. We have power, which is Leo energy in the strength card, typically in the tarot. Power, beautiful. And we have material and spiritual prosperity with number 6. I just heard, can I get an amen? Maybe you've been waiting for money to pick up, your finances to pick up for a while. Okay, so pile 2. Okay. Let me just tune in. Okay, so we have 2 8s here. We have 8 and 8, 7 and 6. So accelerated motion, to be honest with you, they're saying to put this card in the middle, because I saw this card first. This here and this here. Okay. Accelerated motion is some of you may be choosing wisely in a new direction, maybe even relocating, traveling. You're choosing travel. There's also a lot of material and spiritual prosperity here. There's financial success as you take the power. I'm hearing a lot of songs as I'm channeling this. I heard fight the power that be, and I'm also hearing so that you could be into Black Power, BLM movement as well. Doesn't matter what race you are, but Black Panthers as well. Panthers, tigers, big cats, small cats, cheetahs, lions are definitely your power animal, without a doubt. The cat is your power animal, pile 2, and you know this already. So this is just another confirmation. I always see this card as a little bit like Anthony Hopkins, like the half of it. So I see this as like someone who's fun, doesn't take themselves too seriously, but also is someone who takes their work very seriously. So they are a master in what they do. Stalwart. Someone who is stalwart, someone who has power, authority, someone who is the king of the jungle, the lion. Leo energy is someone who is in the spotlight as well. Someone whose power is ruled by their heart. They are ruled by their heart, and they're very courageous. They like to step out, and they love a challenge. Yeah. So for the month of July, pile 2, I see that you're going to be on a fast track. Things that were slowing down earlier in the last few months during your death cycle, I'm hearing, are now, or whatever it is now going to be accelerating forward in a positive way, because you have the power now, you have strength, you have had time to lick your wounds, maybe in the cave. You know, cats are very they don't like to show that they're hurting, so they go and hide somewhere, you know. Um I mean, that's what I do. And when the cat is ready, they also find a place to die, you know, away from people. They just, if they've got a broken limb or whatever, they would just find a hole somewhere or a tree or somewhere where they're not going to be hurt by another animal, um just even away from their pack completely, so that they can heal or that they can move into the spirit world, because the cat is also a very spiritual animal. They live in between worlds. Now, I don't know if you have cats or if you've had cats before, but you'll notice cats will see things around you, will see things in the air that aren't actually there with your physical eyes, that you can't see. But you know that you have an instinct that actually they're looking at something. They're looking at movement, they're looking at a ghost, they're looking at a spirit, an angel, an alien. They don't like being called aliens, but a sentient being, you know? And I see that you have, I know I have, but you have a cat or a power animal, power cat. Your power animal is the cat in spirit that is guiding and protecting you this whole time. And maybe through your psychic journeys, maybe through your, you know, psychedelic journey, even. You'll be encountering them and they will be giving you wisdom. Now, I'm also seeing the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So remember the Lion and the Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe um, was very, like, that whole book and the film is very spiritual. It's based on Christianity. So um the lion in that film or book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, had sacrificed himself for the good of mankind, essentially, or the good of humankind or animal kind, the good of the kingdom, you know. Because they also realize that there is another world out there beyond the physical realm. Now, I see that a lot of you are going to be experiencing a lot of spiritual insights for the month of July, and you may be, honestly, entering portals, pile 2, that you always knew were available to you. You always knew they existed, but you didn't really physically experience them. So some of you could actually be experiencing time travel for the month of July. If this doesn't resonate with you and you don't care about time travel, go to another pile or go to another reading or go to another reader. I am a very esoteric, occultist, spiritual, no BS reader. So I'm just going to tell it like it is here. Okay, this is what I'm saying. If you don't believe in that, I don't know what you're doing here on this channel, because I'm picking up on an energy or a couple of energies that are like, what's she on about? Well, I know what I'm talking about. So bugger off, if anything. So, part 2, what I'm saying is that you are also going to be time leaping for the month of July. You're going to be experiencing a day, for example, where you think, oh, it's the 6th of July, but it's actually the 8th of July. And no, it's not because you've got the calendars wrong. It's not because no, it's because you've actually physically time leapt into that future. So I think it's more future, I think it's more forward facing. It's kind of like being on a train. I'm having an image of someone on the train who is forward facing in the direction where the train is going, and they're being leapt into this portal through into the future. So, yes, Back to the Future could be one of your films, one of your favorite movies, but I'm seeing that you are either visualizing a future for yourself that you're going to be manifesting like this. I'm also seeing lots of films in my mind's eye. No, what is it? What's that film with like 007, No Time to Die? I'm hearing that. So maybe that's a film you'll be watching, and maybe there's some messages there for you for the month of July. I'm also hearing No Time for Tomorrow. I don't know if that's a film, but I feel like it is. I do see that your present moment is of great power to you, because what you do in your present moment is activating fast change in your future. This involves material and spiritual prosperity, physical prosperity. But you have to choose wisely, because I see that you have doors. You may actually be entering a place where there will be doors, and in the spiritual realm, like you'll be entering a dimension where there'll be many doors. I'm being presented in my mind's eye with the film The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Jack Skellington arrives at this place where there's the tree of Easter, the tree of Christmas, the tree of Halloween, the tree of something else. And you enter one of these trees, enter one of these portals, enter one of these doors, but you need to choose wisely, because one of them in particular is they're all going to teach you something, but one of them in particular is going to bring about a lot of freedom in your life. Now, physically, in the literal world, I do see that you're also choosing whether to travel. And I do also see twos here. I'm seeing two fountains. I'm seeing two birds here. I'm seeing two faces, okay, as one. And I'm seeing a visualization of a future here and here. So I'm seeing definitely someone who has the ability for Pile 2. You could be witches or wizards in particular. But either way, you have the power to shape shift. So shift your body, the molecules that make you you, into a different dimension, because everything is energy. So you can do this through the mind. You can go there with the mind to these places. I'm also seeing that some of you could also be visiting a lifetime in Versailles, or somewhere where there was a massive like castle or villa or mansion, and you are looking back at yourself. You're not looking back at yourself. You're taking those steps onto that balcony, and you're coming in alignment with that person who's looking outward from that balcony. So you're actually merging. Part two, for some of you, you're actually merging timelines for the month of July. And actually, I see that you're now realizing that you're going to be fully on your path. And I see that yes, because you have felt strongly to be center stage, it's because you are a king or a queen. You are someone of high authority, a benevolent being, a compassionate leader, a positive, true exemplar, I'm hearing, of leadership. And with that comes also great riches as well. So I do see that you are becoming in alignment with a past life from your past into the present and into the future that maybe was misaligned along the way, because maybe in one lifetime you chose another path where you learned a different lesson, but in this lifetime you're going to be using those experiences and actually opening up a door and a portal that's going to be truly on your highest path, that isn't just about a lesson. It's about you accelerating into stratospheric fame, into stratospheric ascension spiritually as well. So there's lots of things happening here for the month of July. A lot of you are going to be blowing up online, becoming very worldwide famous, very wealthy, like rich. But remember that you have the power, like the song, but you have the power to fight low vibrational powers, and to be an exemplar of truth, wisdom, justice as well, I'm hearing, to others. That's a responsibility in itself. I also see a lot of you will not be reincarnating again on this planet because you're now on the right path, and you're going to be choosing a portal. Maybe this could be happening where you're taking accelerated motion into a time leap on the 7th of July, possibly. And the bottom of the deck, we have prosperity begins. Now, some of you, this could be a soulmate energy. Now, I did see 2 fountains, 2 waters, 2 streams of consciousness, 2 birds of a feather flock together. Yeah. There's a recognition of there's a recognition of similarities and similitudes, I'm hearing, and a recognition that beyond the mask of physical appearance, there is a kind. There's like an animal kind, a breed, So you're there's a similar breed here with someone else that you're meeting, or seeing, and we have 2 hands here, one on top of the other. So again, prosperity is a big one for you for the month of July. Okay, new beginnings as well, for sure, for you, pile 2. So let's have a look at the what you're leaving behind, pile 2. You're leaving behind indecisions and disappointments. That is without a doubt. Indecisions, disappointments, people who are wishy-washy, people who just let you down. Yeah, you're letting go of that. What's at the center of your reading, please, for the month of July? Look, again, we have the Strength card. So what I'm saying is Bible, I'm hearing. So what I'm saying is true, because we have the same card in another deck. Out of this whole deck, we have the same card from another deck. So you are stronger. I'm hearing that song. You're stronger than yesterday. That's Britney Spears, So maybe you felt trapped in a situation and you had to like rebirth yourself and rebrand yourself, for a lot of you as well. Pile 2 for those of you who are entrepreneurs as well, or you work for yourself, you're self-employed, or you're creatives, or you are singers, actors, artists, or on the main stage, film. You're stronger, but you're also very graceful. Yeah. So let's have a look and see what you're moving forward towards. You're moving towards happiness, joy, new friendships, good times. Good times, good times. So I'm seeing a lot of visual culture with this pile. Films, music. Yeah, I'm seeing like great get-togethers, fun times ahead, drinks with friends. King of Cups, what you're moving towards for a lot of you is a commitment, a relationship. For some of you, ascending to the next level. Relationship with someone who's very compassionate, emotionally intelligent, sweet, kind, loving, kindred energy, to be honest. Very nice energy. Beautiful. That's what I'm seeing here for you, pile 2. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy here, Taurus energy, Leo energy. Now, as I mentioned in pile 1, we are going to be having a Venus in retrograde situation. We are also now in Saturn in retrograde. So if you have strong Saturn placements, or like Saturn placements would be Capricorn, Venus placements would be Taurus or Libra, then expect returns, financial returns, on account of you working hard in your business, but also like staying committed as well. I think that's also going to be reciprocated to you, back to you, I'm hearing. I'm also seeing that someone likes to do things in a very traditional way, let them, I'm hearing. So in the future, this is what you're going to be expecting. Someone is going to be wanting to court you, date you, or this could be even a father figure, or even a father, or someone who wants to be a father, or a father themselves who say, look, it's better to do things traditionally and go by our culture, our creed, our traditions. I feel like you're going to go along with it, to be honest. I also do see a party. This could be a get together, a gathering, a birthday, a reconciliation with friends as well. Let's have a look in your headspace. What is going on with Paltry's headspace, please? To do things with compassion, I'm hearing. Wow. Devil. Obsessive thoughts. For the month of July, obsessive thoughts. We do have Saturnian energy here. You may even be obsessing over work. You may have intrusive thoughts. Let's get another card for you for the month of July in your headspace, please, Spirit. Making sure that you're not worshipping the wrong thing, like dross. Money is dross. Idols. Two of Pentacles. Okay, so for the month of, to be honest, I feel like for a lot of you, the month of July, in your headspace, you're kind of, you got to use the Saturnian energy in this one because we've got Saturn in retrograde right now. In your headspace, the month of July, you've got to be stern with how you spend and save your money. That's really the main message, I feel like, in your headspace. And you're going to be thinking about how to do that. And you're going to be obsessively thinking about money, I would say, and your work and your career. Yeah, look, King of Pentacles. You know, this is your line of business, your authority in your line of work, how to make great wealth, how to become well known. I don't think this is a bad thing. I think out of balance, it can be unhealthy. But I actually think that if you use this Saturnian energy right, it will pay off for you. So think happy thoughts, a bit like Peter Pan, so you can elevate. But think happy thoughts. Think how you can invest your money in good ways, not just spending frivolously. Make sure that you are strategically planning for the future and thinking about just planning for the future, planning like everything to everything to its greatest detail, which is itineraries, research, if for those of you who are at school, like all the details, like be really obsessive over those things, and it's going to pay off, I would say. Some of you are worried about your finances for the month of July, but just make sure that you put love into it and you just think happy thoughts. There's going to be clarity as well. Looking at the cards, there's going to be clarity as well with people who have done you wrong and maybe thought you were naive. There's going to be clarity about that. They only had their self-interest in mind. Yeah, so that's a side note. But you have the power. There's only one of you. Only you can create what you create. And genuinely, I mean that. There's no one else that can do the same thing. We have the Nine of Swords and the High Priestess. So Spirit is saying to, you know, let go of fears and anxieties, and actually meditate and follow your intuition. Some of you are needing to be a little bit secretive of your plans as well. Okay, just generally speaking, like very secretive. Now, I did say the magician and the wizard, and we do have the High Priestess here. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. There's a need for mystique and mystery and a bit of secrecy. Some of you, I don't see, holding back. I don't see you publishing anything this month. I don't see you kind of sharing anything of great significance. Say, for example, if it's say, for example, I'm an artist, Spirit would say to me to keep planning, keep making, keep creating, but don't share that project just yet, for example. Make the connections, make sure to make the connections here in the future with the Three of Cups, right? So in your root chakra space, in your home base space, we have withdrawal, we have delays with the Hanged Man, but also seeing things in a different perspective. So we had the Hanged Man in pile 1 as well, in the same line. We have 10 of Wands. Ooh, okay. And 9 of Cups. Okay. So for some of you, you could be all right. For some of you, you could be straining yourself a little bit too much mentally. So there is a need for those of you who are seeking a mentor here with a Hierophant, a teacher in particular, or a counselor, or a spiritual, like someone like myself, like a psychic. Go to a tarot reader. They're going to help you to release some blockages, or a shaman, a healer. Also, this person or these people are going to be seeing that you're about to go into burnout mode. And I'm just going to tell you right now how to avoid that. So how you avoid that is just by taking it a little bit easier. Take it easy on yourself, is what the cards are saying. Take it easy on yourself. Take it easy on yourself. Yeah, so take it easy on yourself, pile 3, because your wish fulfillments are going to be coming in for you, but there's no point in just running. I'm hearing that song, the intro for. Do you remember that? Was it a Cowboys series, Rawhide? Running, keep the motor running. Da 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 da, Rawhide. Yeah, just slow it down. There's accelerated motion. It's going to happen anyway, but just slow it down a little bit. I feel like you need to slow it down for the month of July. Now, the very beginning of the channeling and of the reading, the messages were coming in slow and steady. So it's better to do things at a slow and steady pace, particularly with the King of Pentacles that came up. Now, it might be a good idea to talk to your dad about some advice, or a superior, a boss, for some, wisdom. I feel like they have experienced a lot of similar situations like you have, and it might be good to get some wise counsel from them in particular. So just hold back, just maybe create delays for yourself. If you're not ready to do the thing that you need to do at a deadline, then just go, I need some more time on this project. I need a bit more time so that I can fulfill it in a better way, right? In the best way. Remember now, quality is better than quantity. Let's have a look. What to expect. These cards came out too. Look, we have the Hermit here, which is in the collective in itself. Yeah. So what to expect is, I feel, if you're ever feeling worried or fearful, go to a tarot reader. You could also read the cards as well, I feel, yourselves. And also, what to expect is, remember those spiritual insights that you had in that darkness, in the cave. And remember that you have a guide here that wants to help you. I'm hearing Noah in particular wants to help you. Or Enoch. Virgo energy here as well. Leo, Taurus, Pisces energy coming out very, very strongly here in this reading, as well as Scorpio. Now we have the Two of Cups. So expect a meeting with someone special, or someone who you feel you have a good connection with. Three of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Okay, so what to expect is a definitive ending of being single for some of you here with the Hermit card. And what to expect is to be patient and wait for your ships to come in. Wait for things to come towards you. Wait for people to come towards you. Don't wait around forever, but don't chase either. Be in the space of allowance, be in the space of openness, right? Pole 2. Maybe it's a month of planning a journey rather than actually taking it, but really planning that journey, planning the itinerary, what you're going to do day to day. Like, be really, really methodical about that, almost like anal about it, to be honest. And then you have the 9 of Wands here, which is, again, I feel like there's a message here to be careful not to just overdo it and become poorly here. So that's, become sick. The other thing is that I need to get clarification about this. Tell me about the 10 of Swords, because there is an energy of like overexhausting and overexerting yourself here, and that's a pre-warning. Okay. Yeah. Just need to get one more. Someone who did you wrong wants to meet up with you. This person has betrayed your trust in some way, and they only had their own. They're going to send you a message, or they want to, and they're waiting for the right time to contact you. This person is not to be trusted. They only have themselves in mind. Queen of Wands could be a mother, could be someone very manipulative, or could be someone very toxic. But this could also be you as coming across as very attractive. Now, we do have the cat here. Now, remember, the cat and the serpent have 2 dual meanings, depending on how you look at it, how you slice it. Remember, as I mentioned at the beginning, if these messages are resonating with you, please do press the like button, subscribe to the channel, Abstract Medicine, and also leave a comment. Thank you so much. So Queen of Wands here could be you looking towards your future and just knowing that you deserve better, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And I also see a return potentially from someone from your past wanting to return. I also do see a soulmate connection that's going to make you very happy where the other didn't. We have the 10 of Cups, and we have Justice card as Libra energy and emotional fulfillment and harmony and all your desires being met, essentially. So that's great. What could happen if you follow your highest path, pile 2, for the month of July? What can happen if you follow your highest path for the month of July? Now, we did have that with Prosperity Begins as well, didn't we? New beginning. Wow. I mean, look at this card. Absolutely phenomenal. I do see a very strong masculine energy with the Power card and the Power card and the Strength card. Very, very masculine energy. And we have the Empress here, which is the feminine energy. So there is a new beginning. There's pregnancy involved here. Either way, you're coming across as very, very fertile, pole 2. So if you are in entertaining physical intimacy, then it might be a good idea to use protection if that's what you want to do. But I do see Venusian energy in particular. You're highly regarded for the month of July. Somehow you're kind of glowing. You have that baby glow about you where you're pregnant, or that yoga glow, post-yoga glow. But I do see that you have lots of options, but it's important for you to choose wisely, okay? Pile 2, with regard to love, your admirers, as well as your business partnerships. I also do see a business partnership meeting, which is going to be of significance. And I also do see that you have the power to choose wisely. You have the power, the ball's in your hand, ball's in your court, essentially. And people know that. So just do you know that? Do you know that you have the power? Because I think some of you may have felt like you lost your power. Also, make sure that you're not giving your power away to people who don't deserve it. Just don't give your power away at all, Spirit is saying. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to leave that out, actually. Let's have a look at the Vera Sibilla. Taurus and Libra energy, Pisces exalted by Venus. Gran Signore and La Riunione, which came in pile 1. So we have a King of Cups here wanting to accelerate motion towards you. So they're wanting to move quickly towards you and reunite with you, or have a meet up with you, or rekindling, or reconnection, or reconciliation. This is someone that you've met or you know. This could also be someone who is wanting to have a new beginning with you. a new start with you. This is not a toxic love, by the way. For those of you who are inquiring about a toxic twin flame connection, this is not about that. This is someone who does see you as marriage material and someone who sees you as a potential mother to their children if you are a woman or you identify as a woman. I also do see that with regard to Pride Month, I see that for those of you who are straight and are women, you're seen as an icon for the LGBTQ plus community, with garlands of stars in your head. I also do see that people look up to you. You know, they see you flourishing. You're going to be flourishing for the month of July. I also do see militare, which is you're going to be holding your defenses up, which is boundaries. So it's important to hold your boundaries. Number 55 could be significant. Number 24 could be significant. Could be a date of birth. Could be an age. You may already be a mum and you could have children who are really leveling up and they're doing so well in adult life. And then they themselves are becoming very well known. This could also be you. I actually see a power couple here. Power couple. I actually see that here with these cards. What's missing here is the Emperor. So, you know, we have Speranza, which is hope here. Hope. You know, so you've been hoping and been wishing for something or someone like them or this person, and it hadn't turned up before. Otto di Coppe is the Eight of Cups, which is, again, we have a lion again, or griffin, whatever that animal is, that's a hybrid between an eagle and a lion. We have that lion again. You're a lioness. You're very protective over your tribe. You also shine bright and you are proud in a good way, you know? You have a lot of courage and you have a lot of strength, and people really admire that. They also want to come in. Some people have their defenses up still, but they still feel like they have an entitlement to come in when you're stable and you're anchored and you're kind of just doing your own thing. I don't feel like you're going to be letting these people in. We have the Ten of Swords here. Dieci di Picche is the Ten of Swords. These are people who have betrayed you. So don't entertain these energies. Number 7 is significant. 77 is significant. Number 8 is significant. Otto di Fiori is the accelerated motion, which is the 8 of Wands. Lots of love messages, connection, travel. Someone could be coming. I feel like someone is going to come to see you because you are in the energy of the Empress, the month of July in particular, or someone sees you as the ultimate dream woman, you know, or ultimate dream person who has a lot of feminine energy within them. Like, if you're a man and you are you're more in touch with your Empress energy, your divine feminine, you're more in the recipient energy, then this is you. Okay, if you're LGBTQ plus, you could be a femme, you know, but either way, it's more like the feminine energy is kind of like, oh, that person, say they say your name and it's like, oh yeah, they see you as a feminine energy, right? So that's what I'm saying here. Yeah, you'll be in the recipient energy of someone coming towards you. And this is where prosperity begins, where a seed is planted in many ways or shapes and forms, but also a new beginning, but also you could be a little bit on your defense with your defenses up. Il pensiero, you could be in your head about it, but someone could be in their mind about you. So this is the 6 of Pentacles. They're seeing how they can give back to you. Number 33 could be significant. 72 as well. Let's get one more. Month of July. Viaggio. Yeah. So we have travel. Again, travel cards here. So someone is definitely moving in your direction. There is a knight in shining armor energy here that's coming towards you. Now, remember we had the 3 of Wands earlier. We have Tre di Fiori, which is the 3 of Wands. So you're expecting someone to come towards you. This is someone who is going to come your way. I do think this is a good person. I think they have strong morals, I'm hearing. And they themselves are a dream come true, I would say. What did I say? We have amore. And that's amore. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. They see you as very kind and sweet, and you've been healing yourself from painful situations. They want to offer love. This is the month of love for you, pile 3. You're also the goddess of love. You're coming across as the goddess of love. I'm also seeing that for you, pile 3, a great person that you could work with for the month of July is Aphrodite, and is planet Venus itself. You could actually be traveling to planet Venus on one of your meditations or one of your portal travels. Let me know how that resonates. Just send me a message if you like. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So there's a death and a connection because there's unrequited love here. Pile 2. You've been getting hints and signs from the universe, your angels, your guides too about that. It's unrequited, it's non-reciprocal. They weren't coming in with the same energy as you. Wow. We have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a high level of commitment. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get married like this month, but this can involve an engagement or at least an ascension in your love situation. So say, for example, you're single and you've been in the hermit energy for a while, you could be entering a relationship. And that is suggested here with the Prosperity Begins card. You know, you've overcome obstacles and challenges as well, by the way, in your past. Yeah, and you've had emotional withdrawal. Okay, just as a side note. So we have that for you for the month of July. I do see a commitment here on the cards for you with the Hierophant and the engagement card. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Now, I see a lot of you, marriage is of importance to you. A strong commitment is important. A long-term commitment is important to you. And the people that you were with before were not on the same page. So you're having to forgive and learn from that situation and experience. And you've leveled up and you're seeing yourself as bounty, I'm hearing. You deserve better, I'm hearing. Pile 3, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. I think it's about working on your partnership with yourself and spirit, to be honest with you. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So that is something that you're going to be maybe obsessing over with Devil card in your mind space. Just let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfurl naturally, unfold naturally like a flower. It takes time. We have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Now, you can do this energetically and emotionally, can't you, as well? So just by being open to love and new love, it turns up. Attraction, we had this in pile 1. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So staying in the present moment, again, is key. But someone has their eye on you. They really do. They're fixed on you, by the way. Flirt, extend your light-hearted energy to others. Have some fun. Be yourself, though. Don't, fake laugh. There's nothing worse than that. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life and see yourself as a unicorn that you are. You're so magical and unique and different from everyone that anyone's ever encountered, from planet Venus. So what are you waiting for? I'm hearing that song as well by Gwen Stefani. What you waiting, what you waiting, what you waiting, what you waiting, what you waiting for? Yeah, and you're going to be healing family issues, by the way. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. We attract what we want as well. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And we have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy as well as reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your love life. There's a strong magnetic chemistry attraction there as well. Okay. Let me know if you like a private reading on your love life. There's a lot of messages there, but I think you got the gist. Pile 2, let's have a look. Oh, this is a long ass reading. Sorry, but it takes a lot out of me, these readings. If you're feeling called to give me a donation, I'd really greatly appreciate it. Thank you, as an exchange of my time, my energy. Let's have a look from the Loving Words of Jesus cards. Thank you so much for pile 2, Loving Words of Jesus for pile 2. Pile 2, please. Thank you so much. Okay, just one card for you today, and that's enough. You're being the one for yourself as well, I'm hearing. Oh, that's so sweet. I love these cards. Be not afraid, only believe. All right? Be not afraid, only believe. If you believe in love after love. Yeah, if you believe in life after love or love after life. You believe in the afterlife as well, pile 2. Mark 5 and 36. You're helping others out as well. Get closer to Jesus if you feel called to, or an ascended master of your choice. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing that you're tapping into your divine feminine as well. So you could be connecting to Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene as well, or you may even have a child called Magdalene, or like Magdalena. I just love this card. Beautiful. It's like Jesus helping child up the little rocks while holding another child, and the child's watching. I love the innocence of kids. They're just so beautiful. Maybe this is about you thinking about having children seriously with this person, actually, or you think, oh, okay, I've had a vision of my future and it's with them, you know? But be not afraid, only believe. Yeah, look, there's another message of forgiveness. So get closer to Jesus. Ask for his help if you feel called to, or an ascended master of your choice. Forgive, and you shall be forgiven. There's a need to forgive. Maybe not them, but maybe yourself or the situation. I'm with you always, even unto the end of the world. Now that this really should give you a lot of comfort for those of you who've been through really dark periods in your life. You've always believed in a higher power, and Jesus has been there with you, or an ascended master of your choice, the whole time. Well, that's all I have for you, Pile 2. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know how it resonates for you, and I'm wishing you so much love and light, and I'm hearing Godspeed. So Godspeed, and tune into another video if you feel called to, or the next pile, or pile 1. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Bye for now. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So, pile 3, I've taken a bit of a break. I had a lunch break, which was nice. Queen of Water. So, what is happening for you for the month of July with the Queen of Water is, I just had spiritual insight and emotional fulfillment. Okay, some of you could be very, very strong Cancer energy or Pisces in particular. Have a look at your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. I just heard North Node. Some of you might have North Node or even South Node, but North Node in some of these signs that I mentioned. Emotional fulfillment. Emotional insight. Taking things slow. Going within. So I actually also sense that some of you, pile 3, could be introverting. So for those of you who are extroverts, usually, you could actually be going inwards. So you might actually be understanding what an introvert is actually like. If you're an extrovert, this is your focus for the month of July. I'm also sensing that some of you could actually be ambiverts. So you like to be in the company of others, but you also like to be on your own. I just heard some of you may be only children, or you may have only child syndrome, even if you're not. So even if you have siblings, you tend to like spending time on your own, and just, you may have been called a loner, by the way, in your childhood. Um, there's something here about the mermaid. So, mermaid energy is coming in very, very strongly to try and help you in a situation, um, a place, or a thing. And it's requiring you, this mermaid spirit is because mermaids are sprites, they're in the etheric realm in the fifth dimension or the fourth dimension. So, this mermaid spirit, how I'm reading the card right now, is that she is telling you to go within and to act on your etheric nature more. So it's the power of living in between worlds, which is going to be very important to you. Some of you are also being asked to live by the ocean. That's coming in very, very strongly here. So some of you may be even moving to the ocean or moving by a body of sea, body of water, a lake, ocean, pond, river. Some of you may be wanting to get a pond in your garden or some outside space, having some sort of fountain. I also just heard fontanella, so I don't know what that's about, but fontanella, fontana, which is fountain. Pearls. Pearls of wisdom are coming in true as well. So you have a sprite, you have a mermaid who's very maternal, or queen of water, who is wanting to offer you some maternal advice and to tell you that you have fountains of winds, fountains of wisdom that will be pouring into you from her, from the etheric realm, with the guide of other sentient beings from other planets, from other dimensions, other universes. I'm hearing that want to offer you some wisdom or pearls of wisdom and advice. They're very They're very hypnotic, but they also, as they're coming in with the messages, they're also leaving. So they're very ephemeral. They're very difficult to kind of track down. If you're wanting to go and search for them, you will not find them. Like they know your whereabouts more than you know about their whereabouts, unless you are one of them or unless you are a hybrid with your DNA. Unless you have some sort of percentage of your DNA like them, then then you will find them or you will be able to contact them, but they're very etheric. Now, there's that series called Siren, which is a really beautiful series, and that could resonate for you. And so you'll understand what I mean, where the sirens, even though they're able to transform into human like body selves, some of the humans will see them as animals, which they're not. They're just a different type of being. And some of these humans down the line had transformed and shapeshifted, and stayed on land for so long that they ended up not being able to transform back into their mermaid self or merman self. Um, but the real sirens, let's say, who have recently shifted into human selves, are able to recognize these beings as part of their tribe. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that this could be an actual thing for you for the month of July, but this could also be where you are recognizing, you're sort of having recognition with people who are part of your star system. For some of you, this could be in the sky system, like the stellar gate. I'm hearing stellar gateway. They're part of your star alignment. They've been approaching you tentatively and slowly and have been watching you the whole time. They have been watching you, part three. They've been listening and been watching you. They've been observing you and your energies and your energy shifting over time, maybe over the last 13 months to a year and a half. They're saying it specifically since COVID, since 2020. They've been observing and watching you to see if you would grow and if you would be able to be in their alignment so they will be able to communicate with you, because everything is all about frequency and vibrations. So pole 3, this is what I'm seeing for you. There are sentient beings, Majority of these sentient beings are water bearers, I'm hearing. Aquarius is coming in strongly too. They're water bearers. They could live in the etheric world, the astral world, the fourth dimensional world, the oceanic water world. There are many different worlds on this planet Earth. And they're saying that as we are looking upwards, we fail to look within, and we fail to look within the depths of your own oceans, the oceans that are us, the oceans of our own emotional depths. So maybe for the month of July, Pearl 3, absolutely beautiful channeling, I will say, by the way, is that you will be going into some un- uncharted waters, Pearl 3, maybe metaphorically or physically, or energetically, spiritually. Um, but this is part of your path, because this is part of your destiny, because you've opened a gateway in your own frequency. Maybe this is through your chakras, maybe this is something that you've been doing consciously in order to activate yourself to a higher vibration, so that you're able to speak to these beings, because these beings are at a higher vibration than yourself. So we are operating on the third dimension, but someone like myself, I'm able to, as I have been doing just now, I'm able to connect with fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 10th, 12th. I think my maximum, they're saying don't give a limit, but I'm seeing that I think my maximum dimension that I can tap into is maybe 13th dimension. But again, these dimensions are just a number, just like age is but a number. You are able to ascend and go to these places by attuning your frequency and your vibration. Now, some of you could also be buying like a tunement fork, like a tuning fork, that will help you with that too. There's also crabs here. There are crabs, crabs and turtles, or tortoises. Um, that could be significant for you. So they could be helping you as spirit animals or power animals too. The Queen of Water is the mother, and she's very maternal, but I would see her as Oshun. Oshun is the goddess of the ocean. Okay, so you may wish to work with her, and in fact, she's actually asking you to not be afraid of her depths and not to be afraid of her power, because the power of the ocean is also the power that you have within you, Pole 3, which is very powerful. Water is very, very powerful. It just depends how you use it. So part 3, I'm just unzipping my jumper. Part 3, let's have a look at some more messages for the month of July for you. Part 3, I just saw rest and rejuvenation. Okay. And prosperity begins. Some of you will be feeling more rejuvenated by a body of water. That's coming in very, very strongly, Part 3. Or by having some sort of element of water in your home that is continuously running, or in your garden, balcony, backyard, patch of outside. I'm hearing just some sort of body of water, or some sort of water, like water trough. There's also obviously a connection with the fourth dimension. There is a connection with the Fae, which is, you know, fairies, elves, hobbits as well, to tend to your garden, tend to nature, tend to the plants. But in particular, the element of water is going to be your main driving power, I'm hearing, for the month. Wow. I say power, driving power, and the power card came out. This came out in Pile 2. Your main driving power in the month of July is water. We also have the energy of fire here. So there may be a crossover with Pile 2 and Pile 3, by the way. I was also sensing that. But let's have a look. Let's see what else. Rejoice and celebration. Okay, so there's going to be some sort of happiness, some sort of get together. Pile 3. I also see 3 here and 8. You could be a life path 3, life path 8. In numerology, you could also be You could also be wanting to reconcile, reconnect with the world because maybe you have been introverting or introverted. They want to say introverting like a verb. So I don't actually know if that's grammatically correct. I'm channeling, so I'm not really properly here. But with rejoice and celebration, I see that there is some sort of get together, a party, a birthday, firm foundation, number 4. This would be the 4 of Pentacles. Yes. So I do see that some of you could be moving to a body of water. Okay, there's a valley. I'm seeing a valley, pile 3. There's a valley and there's a body of water. There's also aqueducts in this card. I don't know if you can see this, but in the backdrop, there are aqueducts that were invented by the Romans. So this could be in Italy, or this could be somewhere like Bath in England, where there is, there are famous baths. So this could also be spirit telling you to go to have a bath, but also like take more baths if possible, like salt baths, calming baths, baths that cleanse you, soaking yourself, doing some spa massages, like that kind of thing. But also maybe this is somewhere where the Romans had conquered, and there is a body of water or some sort of water. Like aqueduct or architectural achievement, I'm hearing, that continues the flow of fresh water. Okay. So this could be a water mill, even a fountain, what is that? I'm sorry, I'm really not quite here. I'm just channeling, but I'm seeing that there's a bucket and there's a hole, and you go and get the water from I've forgotten the name of it, but the hole in the there's like a long tunnel from above ground, and you get the water in a bucket, and you sort of maneuver the bucket with ropes and pulleys, and the bucket goes into this where the stream of water is, and then you pull the bucket up. So there are 2 things that are coming up for me here where you could have one of those close to you, or, and if you know the name of it, please let me know because I've forgotten it right now. I'm not quite present, as I said. Pile 3, or this is about delving deep into your emotions. Okay. And then when you feel ready to express those emotions, this will be a very powerful way of connecting, and also a very powerful achievement for you, because some of you are very emotionally deep, but maybe there's something where you don't offer your depths outwardly. Now, there is something to be said about that with using discernment, so being careful with whom you share your emotions. But I'm seeing here that you have power in something, or you're going to be gaining strength for the month of July. Some of you could also be recovering from some sort of ailment or physical illness or something like that. And you are going to be gaining your strength. If anything, you're going to be fighting stronger. We have the solar plexus chakra, which is number 3 again. So we have 3 and 3. So 33, number 3 is going to be significant for you for the month of July. This could be the date as well. Some of you could be going on a date with somebody who is part of your friendship group. Or maybe this is a friend that ends up turning into something else. Or maybe this is about you mustering up the courage to tell someone how you feel about them. And maybe you don't want to be in the friend zone anymore. But obviously, pay attention with what you're doing, because this person, I feel, is a feminine energy predominantly. And if you say these things, and they themselves have said to you that they are your friend and they see you as a friend, then it's probably not a good idea to push that and maybe ruin that friendship. Yeah. So pile 3, I see that there's also grounding here. Pile 3, someone sees you as someone very grounding and very masculine, and like a place of, like a home, you know? There's a lot of happiness and celebration. There's also destiny here. So there's something here about your destiny calling you. Now we have wisdom here, which is the main card for the collective, as you know from the introduction. Something in your destiny has been calling you in your past. And it's because you have disconnected from your past, because the people that you entertained or that you were around with were a false foundation, and they actually kind of made you bored. They were also in your they were also in their shadow, and they didn't allow you to grow, or they felt threatened by your growth. So you ended up choosing wisely, and you ended up choosing a new direction. Number 10, there is definitely something changing for you for the month of July, and this is a destined change. Number 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. So there's definitely something destined on your path, on account of something from your past. Now, I do see that there is deep emotions here that you're letting out potentially for the month of July. Now we have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, Virgo for the energy of the month here, which is about perfectionism as well. We have two 10s, 10 and 10. Definitely new chapters and new beginnings are happening right now for you. So you've already been on this path of change for a while, pile 3. There's also this energy of balance, and 3 being the magic number. So maybe you are part of a threesome. Oh, look, 2 of Cups underneath that as well. Yeah, maybe you are part of a threesome, but maybe you're also part of 3 is the magic number. So maybe you're the main, or the last ingredient that someone has needed in their life. Now, this could be in a love situation. This could be in a friendship situation. This could be in a work situation, So I'm seeing someone that's picked from some sort of competition that you've applied for, and you are picked as the right ingredient for that particular job, enterprise, whatever it is. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, Eight of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay. So pile 3. Yes. Yeah. I'm just going to put that there. So what I'm seeing is that for you, pile 3, the main energy for the month of July is power in your friendships and power in your tribe. And going deeper into being more emotionally expressive within your inner circle, I would say. I do see that you're clearing the way for a new beginning. Something happened in your past. So basically what we're looking at is what you're leaving behind energies that I feel like this is yourself, where you wanted to be. So we have Cups energy here, which is very emotionally deep, right? So we have you in your past wanting to express yourself, having your heart on your sleeve, but unsure about um, a long-term commitment or a long-term connection. So believing in romance, believing in love, yes. With the King of Cups, I see that this is something that you've had to level up into. So the Knight had to level up into the King of Cups. And so in order to do that, you had to move away from emotional situations with the Ace of Cups that just weren't satisfying you. They weren't cutting it. They weren't cutting the grade. These people that you're emotionally entangled with in terms of friendship dynamic or a situation. We do have mountains here as well, and a valley. Look, we have a valley here with stream, yeah, of water, which is what I mentioned, which is also what I saw here. They just weren't fulfilling you emotionally. They didn't enrich your life in any way, shape, or capacity. So you had to move away from these people with the boat, and even physically walk away, emotionally walk away from these people, so that you could go to a body of water, go into your inner depths. Maybe this happened during a lunar eclipse, um, and maybe you just had to face your deepest fear, which is your emotions and being emotionally expressive, possibly. In the meantime, you've been developing your emotional intelligence here with the Page of Swords and with all of this emotion here and this emotion here with the Three of Cups. Again, there's a lot of emotion here. All of these are cups from the Suit of Cups, and we have the Queen of Water, which is exactly what I said earlier about going into your depths. It's like you had so many friends, for example, and you ended up narrowing it down to 5 or 3, even in this case. So something may have happened when you were 33 as well, or in your 30s, that really shifted something within you. Maybe you're 43 as well, or 48. And so there's some sort of change happening for you because you're moving towards your destiny and you're now on the right path, which is great. I haven't even asked the question yet, are you on the right path yet? Which is what I've been asking every single part at the very end. But you are. I see that you are. And you're gaining wisdom and power and strength from making these important, decisive choices to cut away from people that just don't emotionally fulfill you, essentially, pole 3. But I do see that you are now going to be emotionally expressive. I also do see that there is a naivety or naivete somehow with love, and there is a lack of experience. So with regard to love and emotions. So this is something that was learned through childhood or through your teen years. But I see here that you're learning. Somehow you're learning about these things. Maybe this is through me, through the cartomancy readings or your private readings that you book with me. Thank you so much. And also, if this message does resonate with you already, please do press the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and also please put a comment down below. Of course, just bear in mind these are general readings, but if you would like a private reading with me, you can book directly on the website, which I will link in the information in the description box down below. So you can book there directly. I kind of feel like even though you're learning about these things, about this esoterica even, about these emotional developments that you are really refining. So with how to be emotionally intelligent, how to be emotionally expressive, how to maybe withdraw from certain energies in order to find the light within you, not from other people, I'm hearing. Very Virgo energy and Pisces energy here. You don't have to be those signs, but it's just the energy of those signs, what they symbolize. You're still kind of looking back on the past somehow because you're still curious about what these other people are up to. And Spirit is saying, it doesn't matter what these other people are up to. You've already leveled up and you're moving forward. It doesn't matter what they're up to. So just leave them in the past. And if they so choose to change and develop themselves and develop their own self-awareness and become more emotionally intelligent, maybe even more in a place of authority, and they're ready to meet you and you're ready to open them up with, embrace them with open arms, then fine. But don't expect it to happen and don't wait for it to happen. And don't even look back, Spirit is saying. We have Apollo here, or even Achilles, Aquila, which is the messenger. So very fast, Aquila is very, very quick messenger, just goes back and forth like zoom, zoom, zoom. So you could be receiving lots and lots of messages from the etheric realms. Maybe even there's a connection with Greece here that you have. Now, Aquila is the messenger, but also a true messenger as well. He's doing his job. He's the messenger. He's meant to be youthful. He's meant to be sprightly. He's not someone that is on Mount Olympus, like Zeus, or even here, in this case, this would be Perseus or Nettuno in Italian, like the equivalent of the Roman gods is Neptune. Um, you know, Neptune is in his own realm, whereas and or Perseus. Whereas Achilles or Aquila, I think is Apollo in no. Aquila is in Greek mythology, and then in Roman mythology it's Mercury, so Mercurio. So that's the energy of mercurial energy. You're not that anymore. You're not mercurial anymore. You have that innately within you, just being like very excited and like non-committal and excited to travel and a bit sporadic, and you want to do this and you want to do that. But now you're integrating that mercurial energy within your heart space. So what that means is that you are um being curious about your own emotions, and also curious about emotions in general, because maybe you haven't been tapping into your emotions that much, and I feel like you haven't. And so I see that you've created a firm foundation for yourself. You're financially stable. There is power in that too. But there's also power in vulnerability, and there's power in emotions. Don't forget. Now remember, there is power in your vulnerability. You're a vulnerable expression of self, I'm hearing. So it's all well and good, saying that you're powerful. Don't even say it, just be it, you know? And also, but the thing is that you get to be you get to be more than you perceive yourself to be in front of the mirror, because the mirror is kind of like water. They used to call it, I think, like solid water or something, mirrors. I don't know where I got that from, somewhere along the line. But you're seeing that the reflection that you're seeing in front of you is actually a mirage, kind of like water can be, quite like magic. Mirrors are also portals too. If you ever buy a mirror, by the way, just always cleanse it, do a ritual of some sort that resonates with you. Now, the rituals that I do are not going to resonate with you, but just go with whatever works for you in order to cleanse the mirror. There's also there are many superstitions across the world where we can cover mirrors as well when there's been a death or an ending in a situation, or a literal death. Maybe you're moving into a house where you see all the mirrors that are covered up. I don't know. But maybe there's a need to cleanse that space. I mean, always cleanse a space when you move into a new place anyway. It's always a good thing. I don't mean just sage, like that's just the basic. If you're meddling with witchcraft, fine, but there's more to it than just that. Get someone who is actually, if it's not yourself, get someone who is actually very, very good and attuned and in tune with spiritual entities and energies, okay, in physical spaces, also in your physical spaces in your body. So this could also be, maybe you're being asked by spirit to go to a shaman, a healer, even like myself. I do shamanic healing sessions with clients remotely, so you don't have to actually be in the physical place with me. But I can conduct a direct live shamanic healing session so that I'm able to cleanse your space, your body, essentially. So I can do that. Your body isn't just the physical, like carcass energy. It's not just your corporeal. It's also your light body as well, your energetic body as well. Okay. So there's also this energy of survival. So firm foundation and survival. I feel like you're letting go of survival mentality. And actually you're more, I kind of get the sense that you're now more confident here, especially with the solar plexus chakra. You're more confident. Just be careful though, because excuse me, the solar plexus chakra can, in its shadow aspect, which I'm not picking up on, but this is kind of like a little hint and a warning. In the shadow aspect, if it's over, if there's too much confidence, if there's too much activity in the solar plexus, which is your stomach area, you can become very, 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 very egoic, like very self-confident, very me. Now, the shadow aspect of Leo is that as well. So this is definitely messages that are marrying up with each other, that are saying the same thing. So just be careful, make sure that you are in balance. All right, pile 3. What to expect for the month of July? We have the 9 of Cups, so expect emotional fulfillment. So remember, the 8 turns into the 9. Beautiful. So you're on the right path, as I said before. You're leaving the rest behind, you're leaving the past behind because it wasn't emotionally fulfilling. You're also wanting to level up within yourself. A lot of you are masculines who are actually becoming more in touch with the feminine aspect of yourself, which is your emotions, okay? And not being afraid of that, not being afraid of being emotionally vulnerable. You know, maybe you've been with people who were like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this man cry. Like, screw them, you know? Like, if you felt like you were in a safe place to do that, then it's on them. It's not on you. There's nothing wrong with you. I feel like there's some wounds here because of that. And so you had to cut them off. And you know what? Just cut them off anyway. Because people who make you feel like crap anyway, like purposefully say these, you know, the thing is that you can always say things that someone's going to be taking personally. It's not up to you to be responsible for how they take it. But if people, or if you yourself say things purposefully to hurt other people, then there's going to be consequences to that, you know? But I see here that you're moving away from those energies and you're moving towards your emotional fulfillment here, something that makes you happy. It's almost like you're waiting for a feast. You're waiting for people to come to the table. I'm also seeing for you, pile 3, don't expect, there's a high energy of expectation. Do not expect people to praise you. And I'm hearing Fatboy Slim, I want to praise you like I should. Fatboy Slim could be a song. The 90s era could also be an era that you loved and you loved to party. But maybe these are a lot, you know, party goers. Maybe these are people that were revelers, ravers, junkies. I'm hearing, but they were always going to stay in that energy. They weren't going to level up. Don't expect people to change. Okay, just don't. Don't expect people to be happy in your achievements either. And it sucks, and it mega sucks, and it's sad, you know, that you can't expect people to um even be relying on people who should help to celebrate with you. Like, celebration isn't just a one man thing or one person thing. It's about having camaraderie, being around people that genuinely appreciate you, see you, love you, care for you, want the best for you. They don't want your demise. They don't want you to be settling. They don't want you to be circling the drain, you know, doing the same thing over and over again and not changing, not developing, you know. They don't want you to be abundant in different ways. Abundance isn't just wealth, abundance is health as well. Like feeling good, looking good, being your the best version that you can ever be in this lifetime. I feel like you're moving away from people who actually just didn't want you to do well, because it meant that you were a mirror for them, and it meant that they also had to change. They also had to do something about it, but they weren't willing to. That's the main important message I'm getting. And what you are expecting for the month of July is an awareness of that, and a pretty big wake up call with the Judgment card because of that. Because you're looking to the past. Even though you are in your past energy, you were quite young and naive and mercurial and, you know, dotting around here and there and never settling. Now you're in a position of being in a foundation and strong and stable and powerful and emotionally fulfilled. For the month of July, what you're expecting for the month of July is you expect people to come back and return to you, but you still are the same person within. Your inner child is still there. You always have your inner child. It's the same person. It's just they've just got older. Maybe they've put on some weight, you know? Maybe they're less athletic. Maybe this is also a sign to maybe don't overindulge for the month of July with lots of drinking here, lots of cups, lots and lots of cups. The urge to splurge, I'm hearing. Just measure for measure, pile 3. Think about your foundation. Do not sabotage your home and what you've worked for example, or your self-worth. Do not sabotage your self-worth in order to fit in. Do not dim your light either in order to fit in, because you feel like, you know, it would suck for others. I think there's a need to be a bit more selfish, to be honest, for the month of July. And I feel like you're gaining wisdom in this, is that only a certain few are privy to your sacred space, your sacred circle. I do see that you are waiting for people to arrive at the table. There are 10 places here, or, 9 places here, and you're the 10th person. 9 will show up. The others will not. Now, I don't know how many were in your circle before, but 9 are going to be showing up, and the others won't. Judgment, as I said before, is a big awakening, a big wake-up call. So I see that you have had a second chance on something. Now, for some of you, this could be a second chance in your life, because the nature of all the cards that have come out so far in the tarot, this is all about emotions. So this could be a second chance in a friendship, a second chance in love, a second chance in a connection, and a second chance at actually a commitment here. The 4 of Wands is a home as well as celebration, as well as a wedding and a strong commitment. The 4 of Wands is also the twin flame cards as well. So 2 flames that mirror each other and are on the same page, essentially. No matter what you think, no matter what your beliefs on spiritual, divine love connections, there is a dogma in that. So if there is toxicity of any kind within someone and they haven't healed it, then that's not up for you. That's not up to you to heal that for them. They have to heal that on their own. And I'm talking on my own experience. You just can't. Even though you see potential in people and you want the best for them, that's all well and good. But they can't just rely on your words of wisdom. They can't just rely on your comforting words. They have to do the work themselves. It's not enough. And I feel like people have been relying on you a little bit, pile 3, or maybe there will be people who want to rely on you a little bit more, who want you to enable their bad habits or enable them a little bit, or maybe they want you to like get drunk and marry and do stupid things. And I feel like you're just going to wake up and just go, I don't want to do this anymore. What's in your headspace? 7 of Swords. I think you're a little bit worried about people taking advantage of you, or maybe even stealing from you. If they do come to your home and you allow them to come to your home, your office, that's going to be on you, because I'm seeing someone who is going to be stealing or taking something away from you. It's like they have like a magician energy. They're able to just like remove something very quickly without you noticing until it's too late, until they've fled. There's also this energy, you're in your headspace about someone who may have just disappeared, like ghosted you. There was no communication. Ace of Wands and the Emperor. Okay, so here's the Emperor energy here with a power card. In your headspace, you are... I also think, actually, bizarrely, I actually think you're kind of aware of these energies for the month of July, where someone in your mind space, you're thinking that someone could take something from you, like physically remove something from your home, a place, your office, or something like that, that you don't trust. You already don't trust. This is the energy of Judas. So someone could, you already know that this is either being prophesied through me, through the cards, through spirit, through God, or this is something you're already picking up on intuitively. Now remember to pay attention to your intuition for the month of July. Strong energy here, because that's where you get your power for the month of July and any other month. This is a general reading, but this can also be any other month of the year. All of my videos, all of my readings are timeless. Please do press the like button as well now if it resonates for you. Please do put a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you'd like a private reading, you can book directly on the website. Now, but I actually get the sense that because you've leveled up and because you are in a place of authority, you could be a father, you could have children. This could also be something that you are already aware of, or this is something that Spirit's going to put in your mind as a seed in your head to pay attention of. Aries energy here coming in strongly. Leo energy coming in strongly too. Yeah, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, possibly too. Pole 3. I also see that this could also be a creative endeavor where you're going to have to be careful and pay attention to people that could be stealing your copyright, your ideas, or something like that. Because you've created something that has taken you a long time to do, to make, because you had to come up that mountain and in order to create that firm foundation, remember, to move away from petty energies, essentially. And you have the whole world in your hand. You've had to sacrifice a lot. Pay attention to that. I think you will already be doing that anyway, but this is confirmation if anything. You can always come back to this reading during the mid-month. Let's have a look at the root of your reading. The moon. Wow. Okay. The moon card, Cancer and Scorpio energy with a tower card. I need one more for this. The root. Four of Swords. So coming up very strongly here in the base of the situation and where you actually find more of a firm foundation within you, emotionally speaking. The physical aspect of your world is strong, it's firm, it's solid, right? But in terms of your emotional well-being and your emotional stability, there is emotional instability. And this is something you will be working on for the month of July, because Spirit is putting you in a timeout so that you work on it. This is related to mother wounds, and this is related to fear of either being in a commitment, fear of being in a relationship, fear of being emotionally open, fear of being emotionally available, fear of trusting people because you don't want to bring them into your home. Four of Wands and the house. Cancer energy rules the home, the mother. Fear of that. Now we have a lobster here, which is mirrored with the Cancer energy too. We have two wolves, one of fear, one of love. It's up to you which one you choose. But I do feel like we have a powerful solar eclipse here as well, or lunar eclipse again, which I did see in the other cards too. This one here, Eight of Cups. There's going to be another event here coming up soon. So have a look and pay attention when that will be. Solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. I have not been paying attention. I'm sorry. I apologize. I've got other stuff going on. I've got an art business and my podcast as well, which I'm working on. So sometimes I'm not always in tune with planetary activity, but I do sense it. At the time of this video and this reading, I actually received a message from my soul sister who said that there was an earthquake in LA. So this could actually be happening now, and this is something I'm tuning into now. So right now, you could be fearing that your home is going to be ablaze, your home, your actual foundation is going to be destroyed, is going to be hurt somehow. So this is something that you're going to have to pay attention to for the month of July. This could be happening right now as I speak, as I'm channeling. But I see that there is spirit. It's spirit. It is quite a scary thing, scary event when there are earthquakes and natural disasters. But in a way, it's spirit that's actually telling you that you need to leave that place, because time's up. So I see that also some of you are going to be moving to body of water, which I had channeled at the very beginning of the reading. Now, this could be a sudden shift, a sudden change that you're not expecting. Get more clarity for you. What is the moon and the tower card about, please, spirit? The root. Okay. 10 of swords. Six of wands. And the 5 of wands. So this situation involves this situation in your home involves conflict, arguments, disaster, I'm hearing, explosive energies, explosive outbursts, violence, possibly, betrayal of trust. A major ending is taking place with regard to your home. This is not a safe place. If this is resonating for you, this location is not a safe place for you for your emotional growth. It's time to move on. This could also be a sudden change that could happen because you want to move on. You want to move to somewhere new because you're leveling up here with 6 of wands. You're getting a lot of recognition as well. And there could be conflict in the home where your landlord says, well, you can't leave because you have a contract with me for another 4 months, for example. And he said, no, and you go, no, I'm actually going to end the contract here. So there could be a bit of an issue with that. There could be some fracas. So it might be difficult for you to leave that situation. But you are going to leave anyway. 6 of swords is moving over a body of water. It's going to be difficult to let go of your fears as well. What could happen if you follow the right path and as you continue to follow the right path? This is again something that could have happened already. The 7 of Pentacles, the Star card, the 3 of Pentacles, Temperance, and the King of Wands. So again, we're back to the energies of the Power card. So we have here where you, Pole 3, are definitely leveling up. You're going to be working with what you're expecting. What could happen if you follow the right path is working with amazing people that are really good at what they do. You know, there's no sense of competition. Maybe you're letting go of competition from your past too. There's no sense of competition because there's nothing to compete about. Everyone's doing the work. Everyone's working together symbiotically. There's a rhythm to what you're doing. There's a rhythm to what everyone is doing. It's kind of like a beehive mentality. So that's what I'm seeing here. You're all driven to create the same goal. This can also be people around you. Again, with number 3, your friends, your group of people, you're all here to create change. You're all here with the same mission, the same goal, the same vision, Pole 3, which is beautiful. I do see patience is a factor that is something you're going to be working on more so, and making sure that you don't react, and that you're less reactive and you're more aware. So more aware, but also aware in your body, like where it feels strange for you, where it feels awkward for you, where you feel the anxiety, where you feel the anger. Now, the anger typically is in the solar plexus region. So you could feel like stomach issues and stuff like that. But I will also just want to say that just pay attention for falls. So if you're walking up scaffolding or ladders, or you're going to a height, you have to, or a lift, an elevator, please pay attention, because this month of July could actually cause some injuries, like leg injuries, foot breakage, arm dislocation. Just please take it easy. Whatever you're doing this month, be methodical, plan ahead. Yes, be courageous, but also don't be dumb. Like, and I mean that in the kindest, sweetest, and loving way. Just don't be dumb. Just reflect on it first. Listen to your intuition about that thing, okay? Please. This can also involve spinal injuries too. So please be careful. The other thing is, for those of you who are doing meditations and astral traveling, please be careful of that as well. Because it has to be done right. It has to be done in a safe environment, a safe space. And if you're just dabbling and you're doing that, you could really do a lot of damage to your psyche, your mental capacities, as well as your sexual organs. I'm seeing that here. You may not see that, I'm seeing it here, where it could wreak havoc. Inflammations, infertility, like all these things are connected. Doing astral traveling, doing these things, like they affect the body. We have 7 bodies within one. So it affects us. And I'm seeing that with the Scorpio energy here, talks about sex, the Tower card, is explosive energies here with the Pluto energy. This is a fall from grace, and this is in the root chakra energy of the how I'm reading the cards in the spread. So this can be, and also going to the dark side as well, the occult. This can be a reference to actually doing damage on your, you know, in your sexual arena, like your drive. Some sort of issue there. If you want to come to me to rectify that in terms of a shamanic healing session, I can do that. Or if you just want a simple tarot reading, I can do that. There are 3 types of tarot readings, and I can do that for you. Okay? I do see a lot of you are working on meditating and healing yourselves, maybe even from an STI, I'm seeing too. And maybe you've been scared about opening up and going to a doctor about it. It's always good to go to a trained practitioner and surgeon and doctor and therapist as well. I can only delve in for so much, you know. So pile 3. So what can happen if you follow in your highest path? Now again, all of this may not necessarily resonate with all of you, but or actually happen for all of you. But if you continue on your highest path, I do see that you are going to get your wishes granted. Something you've been wanting and wishing for a long time is gonna come true for you. A lot of you are going to be blowing up online with the Star card, Aquarius energy. Temperance card is Sagittarius energy. Going towards your dreams, balancing out your emotions, your fire, and also I also see that there is Archangel Gabriel wants to work with you. Some of you are being asked to be in a community spirit with the LGBTQ plus community as well, in particular. So working with LGBTQ plus community, like actually hiring them in your place of work if you are the boss. That would be immensely fulfilling for you, for them, the whole company, and everyone else. It's none of your business. In fact, it's no one's business what you do in the bedroom. It's no one's business. But having love and appreciation for people is always going to be a good thing to work on, and to a nice attribute to have, just kindness and compassion. But the ultimate thing is the vision. You know, that's the vision. The ultimate thing is the vision, and if we're all on the same page, we all want the same thing, we all work hard towards it, you know, and are committed, we're all going to do well together as a community, as a world. Yeah. And the King of Wands is again fire energy, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So those are the signs that I have mentioned before. I do see that in terms of your creativity, and particularly with the King of Wands and the solar plexus, I see that creativity is going to be the main spark for the month of July. I do see you're going to be gaining your confidence in your creative pursuits, whatever they may be, as long as you keep perfecting them and working on them diligently. They'll pay off, and working with the right people, the right environment, it's definitely going to pay off. I see a lot of you are going to become very well known. You're going to be changing your physical appearance somehow. Some of you could be going back to the gym, training, doing yoga, Pilates, HIIT, I don't know, whatever it is that you do to look good, you're going to be doing that. And it's going to help your self-confidence. Corpo sana, mente sana. Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, you're moving away again from this energy of basically what I'm seeing here is that a lot of you for the month of July are going to be leveling up. You're maturing. That's the main message. Some of you are asking for a friend, like asking help from a friend, asking help from a mentor, an elder in particular, a father who has worlds of experience and wisdom. And this is going to be really good. Maybe you're going to be working with your father or your father figure. Okay, pile 3. Let's have a look at the Sibilla. Okay, pile 3. Main energies for pile 3, please. P and F could be significant, like P, F, R, S. I'm hearing that Basement Jack song. You used to be my Romeo. Oh, let it all go. I used to love that album. Pretty sure it had a gorilla on the front cover. Do you remember CDs? I always joke about CDs with my brother. It's so funny. All right. A leggerezza. So you're going to be feeling a bit more lighthearted, but actually moving away from people who are just too lighthearted and not serious enough. But you are going to be feeling lighter on account of you leaving behind people who just weren't willing to level up. Now you see there is a body of water here, and I did speak about these people, the Esci di Fiori's burdens. I did speak about these people being a burden in your life, and I also did speak about the Fae. So there is an energy of you tapping into the 4th and 5th dimension, fairies, etc. Mermaids. Number 15 could be significant for you. Number 50 could be significant. You could be turning the big 5-0. Imeneo is a connection, a very important commitment connection, as well as a partnership. So in terms of work, you could be meeting someone that is going to be a fantastic partner for you in your business, where you level up even more. You know, you just basically advance yourself, your salary, your role, your everything. This can also be a surprising connection with someone who you meet, where there's a lot of passion, de vigueur or de rigueur, I'm hearing in French. And there's someone who's very passionate about you, or you are very passionate about them, with Asso di Fiori, Ace of Wands. 82 could be significant, 28 could be significant. Dates, telephone numbers, phone numbers, credit card numbers, car number plates. We have domestico, which is the knight. Is it the knight? The Knight of Wands. So a messenger is coming to your home. There's a message coming to you from someone you trust. This could even be literally in your home. With regard to a creative pursuit that's going to make you feel really happy and lighthearted in a way, because it's kind of, okay, now you can put your burdens to rest, because I feel like this is something that you've really, really wanted. This is a dream come true, and this is good news. We have Asso di Coppe, which is the Ace of Cups. Now, I don't read reverse cards, but this card did come out in the reverse, and I'm paying attention to that. So maybe there was a desire to start something new that you love. This could even be a new relationship, a new connection, a new emotional situation that involves a conversation. And maybe there's a need to converse with people that you trust. I also do see tarot readers here. I also see family, friends. I see a home again. So again, it's about and casa as well. Again, we have this energy of institutions. Maybe you're working from home. Maybe you're creating a place where you're moving to a place that's big enough so you can work from home. Where you have a consultation service, I'm hearing for some of you. But I'm also seeing that you could be relocating home. You could be having a home in the city if you have a home by the sea, or maybe it's about having both homes, or maybe it's about meeting someone at their office or in the city, where you converse about a partnering up. Okay, this can also be with regard to work, where you have an interview and you actually make the cut. This could be someone coming towards you, who is, or you go to their office and you're both in a position of power. You're both authority figures and you just want to make more, but in service. Always work in service to the community. Always work in service to a greater good. Pile 3. 22 and Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups here, Due di Coppe, is telling me that there is a hint for love coming in for you. But, you know, it's up to you. Because I see here with Il Vedovo, you've put something to rest here. 36, 48 could be significant. We have Tre di Picche, which is the Three of Swords. Some of you could be, you know, healing from heartbreak from your past. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing, pile 3. Let's keep going. Let's have a look at the, well, hang on, sorry. Let's have a look at the Romance Angels cards for pile 3, please, Spirit. This could even be your phone number, 88343. I didn't do this in pile 2, did I? I can't remember. 8 plus 3 is 9, 10, 11. Plus 4 is 15. Plus 3 is 16, 17, and 18, which is the Moon card. You're releasing your fears. Now, there is a wedding here. Some of you could actually be committing to something, a new job. This could be weddings, like marriage is on your mind or your heart space. And maybe you're wanting to be emotionally open with someone, or maybe you're wanting to be open generally to love because you want to get married or you want to get married again. This situation involves marriage. Maybe you're wanting to propose to someone, so you're mustering up the courage. I love that. To propose, so cute. We have honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday together. So maybe you're meeting someone, you want to just spend some time with them to get to know them. This is a body of water. This is Venezia, Venice, in Italy. There's unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Now, this could also be someone that you were married to or in a connection with that you thought was going to go the distance and it didn't. Because maybe there were religious factors, basically, that you weren't in alignment. Your love life is influenced by religious upbringing, spiritual path. But maybe this is about working on going into your emotional depths to be emotionally vulnerable next time with the right person. This could be you meeting someone new for the month of July, who could be a little bit different from your usual type, or may have a different creed, race, culture. This person's worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Now, please just bear in mind, LGBTQ+, non-binary, you know, etc. Keep that all in mind. If I say a person, it could be persons, like 3 people, more than 3 people. All right, all consenting. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. This is a month of being in a place of fun and joviality and just being less stern and severe. You need to also release your ex, pile 3. The time has come to clear your energy. True love, this is the romance of a lifetime. Once you do that, clear your energy, remember cutting cords as well, is going to be a good idea for you. And it's going to help you to move into the energy of, okay, I'm ready for love, you know? Last but not least, let's have a look at the loving words from Jesus, pile 3. He says it's my favorite number. Yeah, because 33, you know? I love that. According to your faith, be it unto you. So it doesn't matter how much faith you have, that faith will be will come to you. So whatever you've been having faith in, you know, faith is also about being consistent with it. So that whatever you've been faithfully waiting for, faithfully wanting, trusting, then yeah. Also, we have Jesus, or an ascended master of your wish, your calling. He's cooking some fish that he's caught. Now remember, he his disciples were like, Jesus, there's no way that you can cast a net and just get loads and loads of fish, a school of fish. And he said, yeah, but you have to have faith that it will happen, just like you have to have faith walking on water, you know? And I love these little tests, not in a bad way, but like little things that he did with his friends, his disciples, um, because he showed them that you just have to have faith and believe that it will happen, but also put that belief into action. And so there he's like, okay, yeah, see? And he's telling the boats, like, see? I did this with faith. I caught fish with faith. You know, and they're still there until the end of the day, just, you know, waiting to get their fish. And you've got seagulls around, birds around, waiting for the catch too. You know, there's also this energy of come closer to him too, Jesus or an ascended master of your choice. Your name could also be Matthew, or Matthew could be significant because we have Matthew twice here. Matt, Matthew. Some of you could be going back on the mat, practicing yoga. But an ascended master wants to break bread with you. They want you to come to talk to them in prayer. Important message. And we have here as well this beautiful card. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So being of service is really important for the month of July, or just generally, pole 3. But also be a light unto others, be a positive authority figure, which is what I mentioned earlier, at the very beginning of your reading. So, and give it up to God, essentially. This is what it's saying. This is how I'm reading it. Give it up to God. You know, nothing really, all of your precious gifts, trophies, recognition really comes from spirit, you know, not from other people. It helps, it does help. But if you are in an act of service, if you are in a place emotionally where you go, okay, I'm going to give this up to God, then that's all that matters. Don't expect to be applauded. You know, it's like Jesus's parable about don't be like the the rabbis that go to pray, and they're showing that they're praying with that box on their head and with that, you know, prayer book, and, you know, with that just basically showing off and showing that they are super religious. You know, just do that on your own. You don't have to. Again, it's like, don't show it, be it. Like, don't show off, but be it. Pole 3. And beat it as well. I have a painting that I sold years ago, like a couple of years ago, called Be It or Beat It. So be it, be that change, be that authority, be that love. Don't just say it, or be it, or just go, you know? Beat it. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. And he's right by the walls of looks like Palestine border in Jerusalem, and he's under an olive tree there. There's still a lot of unrest between Jerusalem and there's and Palestine, and there's this thing where I think in the Bible it says something about do not divide my land, and I feel like they're actually planning on doing that as well, by the way. And if you are in a place of authority, if you are a king, you know, this will be stripped away from you by spirit, with the Tower card there. If you go and do these things that suppress people, that hurt people, you know, your power will be stripped away from you. All of your goblets of gold and jewels and recognition and fame, it will be dross. It will be worth nothing. So always be in a position of service. And I feel like this is a message here about your recognition is in heaven. All right, pole 3. Hope you've enjoyed this reading. Let me know how it resonates for you. If not, and you've come all the way to the end, I don't know what you're doing here, but go to pole 1 and pole 2. Please, please, please do press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch some other videos, and I'll see you in the next reading. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Bye for now.